What's up, y'all? What's up? What's up? What's up, man? All y'all were just on Facebook. I appreciate it. I know I always try to switch the vibes up from Facebook and Instagram. One day I'll do like the same live to each platform, but I feel like there's different audiences. I want to say, one, my YouTube, I've been posting a lot on there. So I've been very active on YouTube. So if you ever need to send people stuff, like my YouTube is very much popping. So check it out, just Trent Shelton. So we've been doing a lot with that. A few things I want to announce, and I'm going to talk a bit, and I got a special guest I want to bring on. I want to talk to you guys. I'm going to bring on a few of you first, ask one question, and try to make it quick. So I don't want to be here all night. I just got back from the woods, and so I got some in my teeth. Had to disconnect from the woods. In the woods. I had to disconnect in the woods, man, to protect my peace. But a few things. One, a lot of you know we got the Rare Breed Commitment Challenge going on. It's in the text community. If you're not a part of the text community, text me, 817-242-2719. Text RBCC. And I said the cutoff was at 2 p.m., but I gave y'all some grace. So the cutoff is when we get off this live. So make sure you text, or you can sign up at rarebreedacademy.com. All right, make sure you check it out. Rare Breed is a mission with me and my brothers that we're going to change the world, man, in so many different ways, holistically, that's never been done before. And just being that rare breed. Each and every one of you are rare breeds, right? You're one on one. And we all had that rare breedness inside of us, that legendariness inside of us. So I wanted to just mention that. And so few things, man. Number one, I want to say, I know a lot of you been asking, like, where you been at. A lot of you been hitting me up. I'll just talk about my mom real quick. My mom is still in the same position. She's in hospice. She's battling, and we're just praying for her healing, whatever that is, praying for her healing, a spiritual healing, a physical healing, just wanting to be healed. So thank you guys for reaching out. It has been tough for me and my family, especially, for all of us over these last few months. And I decided to just disconnect. And, half of that was just the place I was in. It was hard for me to serve you guys when I was, I was pretty much empty, to be real. I'm always going to be transparent with y'all. And I was just in a place where I didn't want to serve. I was actually at a place at one point where I thought about not doing it. It was crazy to even say that to y'all, me hearing that. But this is where I was at, because I was experiencing something I never experienced in my life. And I just remember, how proud my mom is, and even when she told me like a week ago, like just making the world respect your greatness. She didn't say it in those words, but that's how I interpret it. But making the world respect your greatness and the mission that God has called me on. And what's so was such a blessing that even I was traveling, right? Just vacation or me speaking. So many people like randomly, ran up to me in the city like Vegas or wherever and just was like, hey, like I'm praying for you and your family. I just want to let you know, like your work has helped me so much. And so I took time to really disconnect from social media, and it helped me and disconnect from a lot of things in my life. Like I say protect your peace all the time and disconnect, but I encourage it. Like me stepping back, let me know a lot of things. Let me know, like, where am I going in my life? Am I going the way I want it to go? What am I creating? What do I want to leave here? Like what I want to do? How do I want to show up? What was real? Like who's real? Like you just see a lot, like even with social media, you see like, do I want to continue to like do that stuff? Or it's just so much that I got so much clarity on. And that's why I'm such on fire. Like, and I promised myself, like I'm not getting back on until I feel like it's time. So I just wanted to share that with y'all, because I know a lot of y'all been hitting me up like, Trent, where you at? And I haven't been really active, but that's why. All right, that's why. But I'm all right. I'm good. A good perspective shift. So as I'm about to go in and bring one of you on, so if you have a question, let me know. And I'm gonna bring you on. Then I'm gonna bring my special guest on. We're gonna chop it up for a little bit. But this is what I want to put to you right now. And I talked about this on Facebook Live. I know Instagram's a little different. This is the truth. My friend Johnny Winfrey, I don't know if Johnny's on. He probably not on here, but he sent me his book, and I opened his book up, and he said, I just happened to see this quote, and it said, you got to participate in your own rescue. And I can't tell you how much that touched my soul, because it's something I talk about, not in those words, which was beautifully put. But I always say, ain't nobody gonna save you if you ain't trying to save yourself. And I've seen it. Like, I've seen it. And even in my life, when I look at when I lost football, I went through my depression. I looked at, a few months, even though I had so many people in my corner, like plenty of people in my corner that was there for me and my family, there for me. I'm not saying I didn't have people, but I knew at the end of the day, in order for me to come out of that place, I had to make that decision. I knew back in 2009, in order for me to come out of that place, I had to make that decision. And some of us on here, I'm going to be real with you, like you're waiting for somebody to save you. And yes, there might be people wanting to save you. But as I used the analogy earlier, I almost drowned before. So I know this for a fact. If you're in water and you're drowning and you're not trying to fight and you just keep sinking, no matter who's trying to save you, you're probably not going to get saved. But if you're doing your part to stay afloat, doggy paddling, whatever you're trying to do, more than likely somebody's going to help you at the end of the day. But if you're not doing your part, it all starts with you. It is on you. If you want somebody to save you, got to want to save yourself. If you want somebody to support you, got to support yourself. If you want somebody to champion your dreams, you got to champion your dreams yourself. When do you realize, when you going to realize that? And I think a lot of people will just spend their whole life waiting on just somebody to do it for them, or waiting on somebody to show up, or waiting on healing, waiting on relation, waiting on somebody to give you something. And you spend I wonder how many people died waiting. And I just refuse to do that. And I'm not saying I've been perfect and there's things I've been waiting on. But I say, you know what? If this was my last year, because let's be real, it's a possibility for all of us. I think 2020 showed us that ain't nothing guaranteed, ain't nothing promised. If this was your last year, how would you live? Think about it. And some of us, we're excited, and I love it. I love that you have excitement in your heart because it means that you want to make a change. But when it gets hard, when it's March, when it's April, when it's February, when it's the end of this month for some of us, and things aren't working out, people aren't supporting you, things aren't going the way you thought it would go, and your emotions have left, are you still going to show up? Is it going to be that important to you? If you look at your life right now and you are on your deathbed, and I know this might seem very dark, but if you're on your deathbed right now and you are laying down, would you be happy with your life? Would you be happy to say, you know what? I got the most out of my life. I did what I wanted to do. And for me, I can probably say about 70%, yeah. But there's another 30% of me that's nah. And so I'm focusing on that 30% for myself this year and say, you know what? I want to go for it. And some of us, we're so afraid to fail. We're so afraid to be embarrassed. We're so afraid what people going to say about us. Don't you realize when you dead, it don't matter anyway? Let's be real. They ain't going to be the same people that you worried about ain't going to be worried about you when you don't have breath in your body. They're not. It might be a select few people that's going to miss you, but life is going to go on. I promise you it will. Life is going to still go on. The world is not going to stop for you. And I know we're all special, but sometimes we think too much of ourselves to think people really care about us like that. Now, I know we have people in our life that truly love us. I get that. But as far as the grand scheme of the world, I promise you might get a rest in peace, long live forever, and then people are going to go on with their life. And so you sitting here worried about those people. Go get the most out of your life. Who cares if it offends somebody? Who cares if somebody don't agree with you? Who cares if you don't fit in the mold of what somebody else wants you to be? I probably let people down every single day because I'm not the person that they want me to be to them. It ain't my fault. I'm not living to be somebody's expectation. I'm not an a-hole. I'm not rude. I'm a kind guy, but I know some people want me to be a certain person to them that I'm not willing to be. I refuse to meet the world's expectations if that means that I'm not meeting my own. If that means that I'm losing my own peace, losing my own sanity. And I'm not being cold-hearted. It's just real. And some of us, what we're doing is we're trying to meet the expectations of what everybody else wants us to be because you're so afraid to offend people. I'm going to say this and I'm going to shut up. Greatness will offend people. Taking your life to the next level will offend people. Doing what you said you were going to do and actually doing it will offend people. Making this year your year will offend people. It will, because you're going to remind them of what they're not doing. It's just facts. All right. So stop sleeping on your life and participate in your own growth, participate in your own change, participate in your own peace, participate in your own health, participate in your own healing. Without your participation, nothing changes. Without your permission, nothing changes. So I'm glad you're excited about this year. I really am. And I talk too much. So what I'm about to do is I'm about to bring on somebody that's near and dear to my heart. Somebody that I know is about that life. somebody who has trained me, is my trainer, somebody who is my partner, somebody who's a coach in my life, somebody who that I know for a fact lives it, breathes it, bees it. I know is a rare breed. I want to bring him on. Actually, no, before I bring him on, I'm going to bring one person on with a question, and then I'm going to bring my brother on. Does anybody have a question? Anybody want to come on and ask me a question? Make it quick if you can. I appreciate you, Crystal. What up, Vicky? What up, y'all? What up, Brandy? Good to see some of y'all. You got to disconnect in order. Yeah, you got to disconnect in order to connect to achieve your own goals. That's right. And that's not selfish, man, because when you achieve your own goals, you open up doors for other people. Like, I live a life now that I can open up doors for other people. And it's because I don't want to use the word selfish. It's because I decided to work on myself and work on my own goals. And so my time is free now, where I can go mentor a kid for free because of my time, where I can go give to other people, when I can go serve, when I can do all these things. So realize there's a bigger picture to your growth, to your discipline, to your habits than you could ever imagine. What up, G Spook? What up, bro? What up, Ken? What up? What up? Who want to come on here and ask a question right quick, man? I'm trying to, not afraid to fail. You want to ask me a question? And y'all stay on tonight. Like, you don't want to miss this. You don't want to miss it. No, it's not David Goggins. David's a beast too. Nah, I got to bring on somebody, man, that y'all, if y'all don't know, y'all about to know. Somebody that we about to change the world. Let me see. Who want to come on here? What up, Ash? What up, Angela? Hey, Trent. What's up? What's up? Nah, bro, I'm listening. You got a good question? Let me see. Hold on. All right. I got you. She, I don't know how to say your name, but I'm about to bring you on. And then, hey, bro, right after this. So y'all stay on. And, man, it feel good to be back, man. Let's see. Oh, okay. I got somebody I'm gonna bring on. Hold on. Okay. Well, I'm gonna answer a question. I'm gonna bring on my brother after this. So, actually, let me bring. What's up?
Hey.
I think our I know we'll do live later on this week, which we can, but
Can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. My heart was pounding when I put my question and I was like, crap, what if he brings me on live? Because I got 6 kids downstairs and I'm like, I'm sure one of them's gonna come running in the door, needing to go to the bathroom.
Why don't you introduce yourself and just tell everybody what you do and actually even how we connected.
So my name is Brooke Hemingway. I am a mom of 6 kids. I got a 3-year-old through a 14-year-old. I was a stay-at-home mom. I got into entrepreneurship 5 years ago. In one of the depths of my depression, had another baby, went through another depression, lost my father 6 years ago. My heart is pounding. And I feel like so many people are struggling so much right now. And I know I've been through a lot of struggle in my life, and I watch you and I watch other people, and the things that you said about how, you succeeding inspires other people to keep going. That is so true, because you showing up and you succeeding and you inspiring people, that's what people need to see. And so my question for you is listen, you're going through some really hard, serious stuff, in your life right now with your mom. And my mom is one of my best friends. In fact, I talked to her for an hour and a half today, hour and a half. And I just thought, wow, how do you keep going, keep showing up, keep pumping it out? And I think everybody here could use that advice, because what you're going through is really real. But we met through my friend Tiffany. Tiffany Peterson connected us, and I'm doing an event in about 11 days. About 11 days, and you're speaking at it. And you were somebody that I actually thought of that I just love because I've seen you speak live a bunch of times, and I was like, there's no way he would speak at my thing. But also something about giving birth to 6 kids has like given me like the balls to ask people to do stuff because I'm like, if I can birth 6 babies and freaking build 4 businesses, like, okay, Tiffany, fine. Like, go ahead and ask him because I think that everybody here, like, watching this probably thinks, like, who am I? Like, who am I to do anything? I'm nobody special. Like, why would he even give me the time of day? Why would he even, like, talk to me or consider doing this thing? And I had those same feelings, and I've even had a lot of success. And so, so Tiffany introduced us, and I'm really grateful for that. And I'm grateful that I had the balls to say, okay, yeah.
I appreciate you, and I appreciate you, Brooke. And real quick, like, and we'll do another live this week. I'm actually gonna do a live with Brooke later on this week with your event. Real quick, like, where can they find information about your event? I'm one of the speakers. She has a list of great speakers and a great event. Like, where can they find that? And I'm gonna answer the question.
Yeah. So you can go to the link in my bio, and my Instagram is at Hemingway half dozen because I got half a dozen kids, or my website brooke-hemingway.com. It's just right there, and the theme is resilience because like 3 months ago that just came to me that like literally everybody needs the strength and the resilience to bounce back up because this last year was really hard. It was an incredible year for you and your business. It was an incredible year for me in my businesses, like same thing, doubled everything, but it was also so freaking hard. Like it was so hard because like you, I had to carry the weight of a lot of people and motivate and encourage a lot of people and be this and like have my 6 kids home every single day and like homeschool them and like potty train and all this
I feel you.
stuff and not lose my mind. And so it was amazing, but it was really hard. And I just think that everybody needs resilience now more than ever to keep them going because this year was hard, but guess what? There's more crap that's going to come at you this year and next year and the next year. There's always going to be something. So anyways, that's what the event is about. And I'm so blessed and like seriously so grateful that you're going to be a part of it.
Oh, no, I appreciate you. I appreciate being a part of it. I appreciate you for who you are. And I just hope people just were listening to you right now. Like, and I know they were, because I'm looking at the chat. Like everything you were saying, everything that you've been through, having 6 kids. I mean, I have 3, and I'm just thinking like, dang, like I can't even imagine. And you're still a beast at what you're doing. You're still conquering through it. And to answer your question, Brooke, so, it was hard, like really, really, really hard. I know a lot of people here know, but it was just like, and it still is. And it was just like, man, like, what do I do? And, I've been through a lot of hard things in my life, but that was the one. And what I remember, like what really helped me with shifting perspective was one, just understanding like that this, even though the way it went, I wouldn't want it like that, but it's a part of life. Like that's one thing, like we all gotta retire at some point. And the second thing was, with my mom is understanding like what she was proud of and what she would want me to continue to do. And it reminds me when I lost my best friend to suicide, like I thought about that, like he wouldn't want me to, of course he wanted me maybe to be sad that I care, but he would want me to push through it, right? And find more strength and resilience in these hard times. And when it comes to just times in general, I always tell myself, for one, that this too shall pass. And then for two, outside of myself, who's depending on me to show up? And I don't want to be selfish enough, and it might seem crazy to say that word, but I don't want to be selfish enough to think that I'm the only one going through things. I know there's people in the world that's going through the same things, and those people need to see a person that shows up in a transparent way and shares their emotions, their ups and downs, but seeing an example of someone that's pushing through it. And so I'm always thinking about my community. I'm always thinking about my family, and I'm always thinking about my commitment and my reason of why I started. So ironically, well, I guess a blessing, should I say, my mom's on hospice. And so I spent a lot of time over there. And that's where rehab time started, literally. Like I was depressed in my house, in my parents' house. And so I'm spending a lot of time there. And while I'm going through the hardest time, again, there, I'm like, look how far, like it's came. Like, look at the mission. And so just disconnecting and finding, just finding that why and that reason again has really helped me a lot to continue to push through these hard times.
Yeah, yeah. I think like the song, I don't know if you know that song Breakthrough, but I love the song Breakthrough. If you guys never heard it, Red Rocks Worship is called Breakthrough, and that's my word for the year because I think that that's what everyone's looking for. And you're like everything you've been talking about tonight, I'm like, yes, like I feel like everyone's been struggling, they've been suffering, they've been wanting to get back up, and I'm like, dang, it's time for a breakthrough. Like it's time to just bust through all that crap. And I'm the same way, like just in a different way, right? Like I think about all the people that are like me that are in their 40s that have kids that are like, oh my gosh, I'm a mom. Like, who am I to do this thing and have all these kids and be fit and be successful and love God and all these things? Like, how can these things coexist? And I'm like, I have to show up and show people because that's what the world needs. The world needs more of you. The world needs more of people just showing what's possible and believing in what's possible because all we have is hope. And I think you said that like on Facebook. I was watching your Facebook. You were talking about hope, and I was like, yeah, like all we have is hope. Like when we lose hope, we lose everything. And so I'm just really grateful for you showing me and showing so many people. And there's so many other people out there that are great examples of hope, but we need all kinds. Like we need the moms with 6 kids. We need Trent who's got like this incredible energy. Like we need all kinds of people showing up, showing hope, and showing that it's possible. So I do a lot of the same thing, like show up for those people. And I'm like, okay, if I can do it off 4 hours of sleep and my kids got up 3 times last night, like you can do it, So
Absolutely. Well, I
yeah,
appreciate it, Brooke. Thank you so much for coming here and sharing
thanks.
your wisdom and your light. And we'll talk soon.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate you.
Thanks.
No
Bye.
Man, so amazing. That was a surprise. I just saw Brooke in there. I was like, let me bring Brooke on. She's amazing. She asked a great question. So before we end the night, I got to bring on my brother. And this is somebody that, if you guys been doing the challenge on the Rare Breed challenges in my text community, you know this guy is. You've been on our lives, our Zoom lives. That's what I'm saying. Make sure you're in the text community. If you're not, if you're international, make sure you sign up at rarebreedacademy.com because I do Zoom lives with this man that I'm about to bring on, my brother John Pruna, who's my trainer, and he's also my brother, my partner in a Rare Breed Academy, man. So I'm gonna bring him on, I'm gonna ask him a few questions, and you guys will see his awesomeness as we talk. Jay, let me see if I can find you, man. Yep, I got you. What up, bro?
Yo, what's going on, fam?
Good,
Thanks for
man.
having me on.
Man, thanks for being on, bro. I know it's late. I know you just put little man to sleep, man. I know
Yeah.
I already
Bro,
know you're getting up early, so I
dude,
appreciate
I'm
you.
hiding in my media room because he's like asleep next to me. So it's fun. That's real life though. That's real life. It's what you do.
I'm waiting for Marley to wake up. Her room is right behind my office. I'm loud, so I'm waiting for her to. Yeah. So I'm
Yeah.
like, let me tone it down, bro.
It's
So,
that dad life though. You gotta love it. You gotta love it.
man, real quick for those that don't know you, just talk about like who you are, what you do, and if you want to briefly talk about how what we do, how we came together, and then I want to ask you a few questions, bro.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, man, it's hard for me to just really say like, our brotherhood, we've been close for the last couple years. For the world to know, I've been blessed to be, of course, your brother first and foremost, but I was Trent's personal trainer and mindset coach for the last couple of years. So what happened was my wife knew Trent from college, and I actually had a business called P5. I had a wellness clinic, and my vision from my clinic was it was all about holistic health, right? I wanted to help people in every pocket of their lives. So I created this facility with my partners at the time. And, I had a physician there, a chiropractor, obviously personal trainers, nurses, and we all worked together to help people. So that's when Trent and I first connected. He came by the spot. He loved my vision for healthcare. And we just started growing that relationship. And he saw me speak. You came to one of my events that was called Rare Breed. And from there, it was on. We just started to build that brotherhood. He was like, man, let's connect more. And we just started to really coach each other. And, the fact that Trent is obviously an elite athlete, I got a chance to train him. We nourished that relationship. And here we are as business partners and brothers. For me,
Absolutely. I'm about to say, he the one, because people be asking, man, when you learn your boxing? That's the man that got me right.
Man. Man, no, I mean, you don't play boxing. I don't even want to say all that, but I definitely try to get my boy right. That's for sure. For me, yeah, I'm a performance coach. The fact that I've built a business, I've sold businesses, I try to help people in their professional life. But obviously people know me very much for the fitness aspect, me being a fitness coach, having a very, very deep knowledge in terms of nutrition and fitness and strength, but especially habits. I'm big on discipline, and I'm big on just the brain, the way it functions. Why do people behave the way they do? Why do people think the way they do? Because at the core, that's really what moves the needle for people. There's a lot of people who have plenty of knowledge and a lot of talent, but they don't know how to apply the discipline, and nor do they have the ability to handle things under pressure. And I think that's what a lot of people need most, especially in 2020 or now 2021. Brooke talked about resilience, and having that type of discipline and having that type of resilience is really the cornerstone of succeeding in any pocket of life, be it fitness, professional, or beyond. And that's what I do. That's what I pride myself on.
Beautiful, bro. Let me ask you a question, man. So it's 2021. All right, we all know what 2020 brought. Some things, some beautiful things, but we all know, at least we all experienced some terrible things too with 2020, whether it was lost loved ones, lost businesses, health issues, a lot of things. So every year, and I'm a firm believer in having, I don't want to use the word New Year's resolutions, but I commend a person that definitely wants to change, right? If you have a change, so, I'm going to make this year my year. I'm going to start this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to take my health to the next level. I'm going to do X, Y, Z, spend more time with my family. I love that. But we all know a lot of times we make decisions based on our emotional state, right? So it's the popular thing to do. We're seeing all our friends do it, so we want to do it now. My question to you is this. What would you say to people in here right now that want to get to the end of 2021 and have reached or even furthered the ceilings in their life with their goals? What are one or two things or three things, or you can say 30 things for all I care, that they can do that you feel like it's important so they can make sure those dreams or visions become a reality and not just keep them as dreams?
No doubt. No doubt. Well, number one, I mean, we all say it, is your why deep enough? At the end of the day, you can't just be hungry. You got to be starving. And, all the great ones operate from two pockets. They're either performing from a pocket of desperation or obsession. So like what I mean by that is, let's say you are in a position where someone can hurt Marley or someone can hurt your family in the next 5 or 6 months. Something that you love dearly would be taken away from you. You would change whatever it is. If it was an addiction, if it was alcoholism, if whatever it is, when your back is truly against the wall, you can lose all of your finances. That's when you truly start to change your behavior. So some people use desperation or fear as their driver. And then there's some people who just love something so much that no matter what it is, they're going to find a way to get it done. I mean, it's just like you. Just the fact that you love speaking, you love being the spark, and there is nothing on this planet Earth that could ever stop you from continuing to do that. So that number one is your why deep enough. Are you performing? Are you operating from a pocket of desperation or obsession? Like, for me, fitness is who I am. Like, I can't go without a day without either studying something relative to being healthy or doing it myself. Like, that's just really, it's my identity. You know what I mean? Number two, we talk about this, and clearly you're this for, a lot of people. You really need a coach. You really need an accountability partner, somebody who's truly going to ride with you. You know, the stats say a lot of people, they quit after 6 weeks, you know, in fitness or whatever it is. You know, that's why if you ever notice, you know, look at gyms, right? All the signups happen in January, and you try to go to the gym, and it's so crowded when
I'll
you
be
show
mad.
up.
I'll be mad.
Like, you don't even want to go in there. Like, parking lot's full. You can't get on a bench or nothing. I'll tread. Forget about it. It don't matter what time you go. Go back there in mid-February. It's empty. Like, it's empty. People already throwing the towel after 6 weeks. And, you know, at the end of the day, if you have a coach and you really like invest in yourself and say, let me get somebody who I can count on, who I will either go with me, who's not afraid to call me out when I need to be called out on, you know, to me, that's a must. Every coach needs a coach. It don't matter what level you are. Trent, I'm not just saying this because we're, you know, this is the homie and you're leading so many millions of people. You know, Trent has multiple coaches. You know, the great ones are going to have a financial coach, a health coach, a spiritual coach, a professional coach, a business coach. That's just what it is, you know. Man, I could give you so many. The third thing is, I would tell you this: track your progress. Number one, that's what motivates people, is when they see things moving in the right direction. So if you don't really kind of just track your progress and mark the calendar every time you do something right, or write down in the journal all the wins that you are continuing to do and review them over and over on a consistent basis, it's easy to get lost in the chaos of the world and in your own pain and self-pity. You know what I'm saying? Like, I write something that I know that I did right every day, you know, and at the end of the week, when I feel like the world is just so heavy, you can go back and read all the wins that you've done and say, you know what, this week is not as bad as I made it in my head, you know, and if you can't continuously do that on a consistent basis, it's easy to get lost. You know, it's easy to get lost and just be like, man, nothing's going right for me.
Bro, that was major. That's something that you taught me, bro. You know, journaling, you know, because I dibbled and dabbled in journaling. But when I was going through, November, December time, October, when it was pretty tough, it's something that you challenge me, as well as I think one of our challenges, it might have been the Protect Your Peace challenge that we did. But that really helped because, for one, it allowed me to get my emotions on the page.
Yeah.
But then for two, like you said, I got to go back and just see just the progression. Like, dang, I was there. Like, I was at a rock bottom, but then I still was able to do X, Y, Z. And it just built more confidence in me, man. So, like, I know people hear that a lot. They hear journaling and think, oh, like, why should I track things? Even with food. And you challenged me with that too, which it's been tough. But she's like, hey, bro, like, if you're serious about your thing, like, track what you're eating. And when I was doing that, which I need to get back on it, it really held me accountable and helped me understand, oh, I put this in my body, that's why I felt like this. Or I put this, oh, that's why I feel like this.
Right.
And so, like, why do you feel like, and I know the answer, but I want to ask you, like, why do you feel like people overlook the simple things like that? Like tracking something, journaling something.
Man, I just honestly think it's just getting in a routine of doing the same thing over and over. You know, at the end of the day, mindfulness is really the key to production. You know, when you're really focused and attentive on what it is that you want, and you're clear with it to the point where nothing is going to stop you, you're very mindful of everything that affects it. So, for example, for you, you know, you always talk about protecting your peace, protecting your energy. It's because you're so mindful about the things that disturb it.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, at the end of the day, that's what it is. You know what I mean? Like, the fact that I'm so mindful of the way my body feels, like, and I don't want it to, you know, I want to be able to train at a high level going into my 40s. You know, I just turned 40. You know, I want to be able to, you know, play with my kids, you know, when they're in sports and things like that. So anytime my body doesn't feel right, and I'm just not in the right space, I immediately look at my routine. I immediately look at what I've been doing, you know. And I want to say this, because you're talking about how can people find a way to be consistent in 2021. You talk about opportunity costs. You know, if people sat there and really thought about what if their life was the exact same way in 2022? If they were in the same body, in the same toxic relationship, in the same dead-end job, would you be okay with that? You know what I'm saying? Like, would you really be content with that?
Everybody, I'm sorry to cut you off, Jake. Everybody listen. Please listen to what this man is about to say. Like, just please hear every single word in your soul. It's life-changing. Go ahead, bro.
I mean, yeah, that's exactly what it is. You know, we've said it before, you know, your fear of staying the same, you know, should scare you far more than the fear of change or chasing your dream. You know, for me, I'll tell you, that is my biggest fear. The fact that, am I going to be the same man at 40, you know, or at 41, 42 as I was at 40? You know what I mean? Like, that's not what I want, you know? And that to me is the ultimate driver, you know, whether it's financial freedom you're looking for, whether it's health to where you can just feel like you can run, you know, you can play a football game with your son or your daughter and not feel winded. You know, it's whatever those intrinsic motivators are. You know, I know for a fact I don't want to walk into 2022 and not feel like I did not level up in every pocket of my life. And that to me should be a driver for everybody. But you need a mental checkpoint every month, every quarter to kind of see if, all right, am I on the right trajectory? You know, I see some people who talk about, and I just want to circle back with this.
Yeah.
I see people asking, what if I can't afford a coach? You know what I mean? I'll tell you one, right? 99% of my coaches have been books. So if you can't afford, just think about how important a book is, right? Somebody who's probably had 20 or 30 years of excellence in a field, put it all in a 200 or 300 page book so you can digest it. You know what I'm saying? So whether it's straight up, whether it's the greatest you, that's from a cat who's lived it, you know, for the last 5 to 10 years. And he's just going to, so you may not be able to afford a coach, and that's okay. Use books as your coach if that's not the case. Obviously, number two, usually there's a circle of people in your life that have certain qualities that you just admire. You got to be more intentional about connecting with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's people I'm sure in your circle, spiritual strength, they're the one. Fitness strength, they're the one. You know, whatever, professional business, you know it, they're the one. Just make it a point to talk to them more. You know what I mean? Just dig deep with them a little bit, just like you and I do.
Let me ask you this question, bro. I'm picking your brain tonight, brother.
Hey, no doubt. Let
me ask you this question. So, because I'm thinking about people in here right now, and you know, you have some extroverted people that can do that. I'm an introvert myself. So, what about the people? I actually have two questions. So I'll ask you this one first. What about the people that are like, man, like how, like I want to reach out, but like how do I do that? Like, how would you reach out to somebody that, you know, you want to be around more if you were an introverted person?
Somebody that you know or that you don't know?
Somebody that you know.
Oh, man. Well, you know, I'll put it like this. For me, you said it before, you have really nothing to lose. At the end of the day, people want to help other people. You know, if they're really worth it, you know, that's what we're here to do, is to serve. So for you to ask somebody, you know, mentally tough people, everybody thinks if you're mentally tough, you don't ask for help. That's a complete lie. You know, when you're at your weakest, you need to have enough honesty to be able to really kill your ego and go to somebody like, I need some help, you know, and could you spare 5 to 10 minutes and just spend some time with me and answer some questions? And I guarantee, you know, if a person is really about a life of serving, they're going to do it. So even if you're an introvert, whether it's via email, via especially if it's somebody you know. Now, if it's somebody that you don't know, that's a different thing. You know, like obviously there's techniques. I could go on and on about it. Like Tim Ferriss writes about how you can approach celebrities, like somebody like yourself that you want to ask. But just making it very clear and being very concise about what it is you want. And of course, add value. You know what I mean? Like, I know sometimes you need help, but at the end of the day, if you go to a person humbly and say, I need your help with this, there are ways I feel like I can add value to this relationship. This is how, what can we do to kind of get some type of setup where we can help each other. I know I've done that many times in business. And in this, I got to say, this is funny. When I was trying to learn business, I was around a lot of business people who did extremely well. I knew the way to add value to them was help them on their health journey.
Yeah.
So I would just say, hey, I want to learn everything you know about finances and business. How about in exchange? I want to be there and help you on your fitness journey, and I would just give them whatever insight I could. And of course, it was just kind of this like, just even trade, you know what I mean? But there's so many ways you could do it, but man, just ask. There's nothing that's complicated about that. You just got, especially if it's a friend.
Absolutely. I think simply put, just ask, bro. I was going to say that, like, for me, that's helped me. Just like, what do you have to lose? And as Jay said earlier, like, as I recap that, man, the fear of staying the same has to like be way more scary than the fear of change, man. I really want y'all to hear that. Like, just even tonight, like, write down like what it would cost you, right? And me and Jay talk about this a lot, right? But what it would cost you if you didn't go attack that fear, right? Or you didn't show up, or you didn't go for it, you didn't go do it. And maybe you don't know, right? Because I think about my life, Jay. I was like, man, I look back and just imagine, and I'm sure you can say the same thing, just imagine if I didn't go to that speaking again, or I didn't do certain things. Like, dang, like it would have cost me more than I ever could have imagined. Like, because I never imagined, rehab time being the way it is, bro. So like, y'all on here tonight, like really think about that tonight. Like, because I know fear will come in. I know fear of opinions, fear of failure. But at the end of the day, fear of regret should outweigh all of that. Because regret is something that you really can't change. And it will poison your soul. It will ruin your mindset. It will do everything to you. And there will come a time in life where, we're all blessed, hopefully on this live right now, we have another chance. We have another opportunity. But it will come a time in life where we can't turn back the hands of time, right? We can't, there's no more opportunities, right? We can't have another chance. So before you get to that place, just understand that taking chances and taking risks are probably the most important thing that you can do, because at the end of the day, you don't want to live a life full of regret. And be smart. I'm not telling you to go leave your job tonight, but be smart about that. As we wrap this up, bro, talk a little bit about what we got going on with the Rare Breed Challenge and Rare Breed Academy, man. And we'll call it a night.
No doubt. Well, man, so we got the Commitment Challenge coming up, and we're cooking up something special with the Rare Breed Academy. What the Rare Breed Academy is, it's a holistic performance program to help your mind, body, and soul at the end of the day. Being a fitness coach and seeing a lot of the gaps that a lot of fitness coaches don't really address in terms of helping people with anxiety, helping people with focus, obviously helping people with their emotional stability. Thankfully, we got a master like Trent Shelton who can add that. The nutrition piece, the training piece, and believe it or not, the mindset lessons. Like, your mentality is your reality. How you produce every day, is really going to be what moves the needle in your life. And Trent and I, we saw the gaps in the industry, and we wanted to create a program that helps address anxiety, that addresses obesity, that addresses emotional instability. So that's what the Rare Breed Academy is. We believe that everybody's a rare breed. At the end of the day, you're one of one, and you got to live like a rare breed. You got to embrace a life of discipline and gratitude and purpose. And we feel like we can help people have the tools to do it. And as far as the Commitment Challenge, we want to be able to give people value that most people will have to pay for, in other areas. Like, Trent lives, for this, as do I. We live to serve, we live to coach. So the commitment challenge is about giving everybody, a challenge every day that they feel can be the spark for them to push through 2021 like no other. You know what I mean? Like, let's all do this together. Let's build this momentum to where it's just an avalanche of excellence that just cannot be stopped in any way, shape, or form. So, I highly encourage people to do the commitment challenge. And I'm big into philosophy, like I'm big into stoicism, all those different things. So you're going to see a very different approach with some of the coaching, with Trent's mastery and the value that I feel like I can add, and just us as a team. And we're going to bring other coaches along for the ride, because that's how much we want to do for the community. So yeah, the commitment challenge is, we're all going to get you locked in. I don't want to give too much. You're going to see it if you sign up. Get on rarebreedacademy.com, get on the text message. I'm sure you're going to get a lot of connection from Trent, of course, and I'm going to be right there with him. And you're going to get all the details. I could go on and on about the commitment challenge now, but we're about to dive into it. So, I'll leave it at that. And of course, we're going to do giveaways, the whole nine. So you can touch on that.
Absolutely, bro. You nailed the head, man. And yeah, we're gonna, the giveaway, I don't want to say exactly, we're doing two. Want to be cash giveaway, and I know some of y'all, you don't do it for that, but it's just extra incentive that we want to say, hey man, reward those that we see are showing that commitment. And it doesn't matter how many follow or any of that, just you being committed and what that looks like. And then also with this challenge, so the last two challenges, we had a total of, I think, 60,000 people sign up for it, and it's been amazing. And so we always do a live Zoom at the end. I believe it's going to be on Saturday. So make sure that you're a part of texting me. Make sure you sign up at rarebreedacademy.com. And also too, man, and not just saying this because Jay's on here, but I am very big, and I just want to just say this, brother, as we get off here. Like, when Jay, like, I've been around every trainer you can imagine, like professional athlete, college athlete, I've seen him, right? When it comes to training, and not just, he's so much more than training, but when it comes to training, when I was like, bro, I've never trained like this before. Because not just did he work the body and train the body, but he also trained the mind. And a funny story, we're boxing, and I always tell this, like, we're boxing, and most people, when they train me, I don't know if they're like, I wouldn't say intimidated, but maybe they don't want to call me out or whatever. So I might be doing some wrong stuff. It's just cool. So I'm boxing, and Jay gives me a combo, and I mess it up. And he was like, first time, he's like, all right, do it again. I messed it up again. He's like, bro, lock in, do it again. He's like, all right, you got 4 of them now. Do them. And like, it's just the intensity that he has that holds you accountable. And I was like, I want this dude around me, like, for sure. I need somebody that holds me accountable like that holds me Chris. And the importance of having people around you that hold you accountable, because we talk about, friends and circles, but people that hold you accountable is very important. And this man's style of training, I'm not just saying this because he's on here. It is breakthrough. Like, it's something that when you take it, you're going to realize that your body could do things that you never thought your body could do. So that's all a part of Rare Breed, man, holistically. And I'm excited, bro. So thank you for sharing tonight.
No, thank you
for giving value, man. Make sure you guys follow him. Make sure you guys lock in, and let's get it, bro.
All love, man. We ready.
Straight up.
God bless, man.
Man, I appreciate y'all rocking, man. Appreciate Jay. Appreciate Brooke. I saw a whole bunch of questions, man, come through tonight, and I'm just happy to be back. I feel like I've been gone for a while, but it was well needed, and I've been working on myself. I'm doing a commitment challenge myself. So when we have these challenges, we all do it. The team does it as well. There's some standards. I don't like the word goals necessarily. There's some standards that I'm setting. Being transparent over the last few months, I kind of lost myself a bit. My habits kind of went away a bit. My disciplines kind of went away. My rituals kind of went away. And, I had to look myself in the mirror and say, it all starts with you. So you watching this right now, I say that because Some of you look at people, you're like, oh, they're perfect, they have it all together. The people that you see that have so much knowledge and wisdom, it's because they go through so much trial and error in their life, right? They hold themselves accountable. They ever look in the mirror and check themselves. They're able to say, you know what? Maybe it's you. And I've said a lot to myself this year. Maybe it's you, Trent. Maybe it's you in this. Maybe it's you. And it felt good to get to a place that I feel like I haven't been in a long time, right? I've been very disciplined this year. I mean, I give everybody credit through 2020, but just the hunger that I found again with certain things in my life has been incredible. But it took me being honest with myself. It took me, being transparent. It took me peeling back the layers. It took me being raw and not being afraid, because sometimes we can get so caught up in the social media crap. We can get so caught up in how people see us. And we try to like make sure like, we good for y'all. Already know since day when I preach that, like, forget all that. Don't be afraid to talk about your struggles. Don't be afraid to talk about what you're going through, because that makes you human, right? Perfection, you think perfection sells, and maybe it does, but perfection is something that most people forget that all people can relate to. I want to see a person that says, hey man, like I was tripping this month, but this is what I did and this is how I changed. I can relate to that. I can't relate to a person that's acting like they've been perfect since they've been born. I can't relate to that. I don't know about you, but I can't relate to that. And so I love to be around mindsets. I love to be around people that are always trial and error in their life, that's always taking that responsibility. And so for me personally, I'm going to put this out. I think I saw Brooke say this. She says that she puts it out publicly. I love that. So for me, and I say this every single year, and this year I got there, but I fell off at the end of the year. I'll be real with you. But I want to get to the, let me be more specific with this. I want to get to the best place I can be emotionally, spiritually, and mentally. And I know for me, it starts physically. For me, when I'm physically in a great place, everything else falls in line. And some of us, maybe it's different. Maybe it's mentally, maybe it's spiritually. But for me, I'm going to be in a place, I promise you this, like look me in my eyes. When I turn 37, when I turn 37, I will be the best version of myself that I've ever been, right? And yeah, January is going to be great. February is going to be great, but I'm looking at the long haul. When I turn 37, because my birthday is always a staple for me of reflection. When I turn 37, I will be the best version of myself. I promise you that. And I want everybody on here to hold me accountable. I promise you that I'm going to serve you guys. I'm going to be active with you guys, all of that stuff. All right? Hold me accountable. If you see me tripping, hold me accountable. Call me out. As you've seen, that's why I said, Jay, hey, bro, come with me, bro, because you're a person that held me accountable, and I like that. I like that. I might not like everything that you say during training, but I respect that, and I love that, and I need that. And that's the part of brotherhood. That's the part of sisterhood. That's the part of a team, right? You got to get around people that ain't yes men or yes woman. You got to get around people that will check you when you trip and hold you accountable. So look at your circle tonight. Look at your friends. Look at people around you. You want to be around people too, right? To balance, that uplifts you too, that supports you too, that boosts you up too, that gives you the spotlight too at times. And y'all fight for who gives each other the spotlight. That's a beautiful, healthy relationship to have, and a healthy partnership, and a healthy team to have. But to recap everything, I want you to look at your life tonight, and I want you to think about what it's going to cost you if you don't show up. I want you to think about, this was your last year, and you got to the end of this year. Would you rejoice because you put everything on the table? You went for it. You did it. You experienced it. You gave it. Or would you live in regret? Would you regret that you didn't do the things that God told you you should do? That you didn't do the things that was on your heart to do? And this year is not going to be perfect. You're going to have times where emotionally you're going to be out of it. You may have times where you fall off. But if you get those disciplines, those rituals, those habits in place, I promise you, you'll meet that greatest you this year. So if you're riding with me, if you're riding with us, when I mean us, I mean the team, everybody. in this live, Jay, Brooke that came around, everybody that's saying, hey, man, we trying to get the most out of our lives, then go take the challenge. The challenge is free, all right? The challenge is free. Why not take it? Go take it. And if you don't want to take it, that's cool too. But I just pray and hope that this is the year that you stop talking about it, and this is the year that you be about it. Because there's so many people that are dependent on you that you don't even know that need you to show up for your life. And that's facts, man. That's facts. Y'all riding with me? All right, don't say it. Don't be saying it because y'all ain't motivated right now. All right? Don't be saying it because y'all motivated. So when I come on Instagram Live and check in, all right? And we're going to do so many things throughout the year, man. So many different challenges, so many different goals and races that we want to do and different stuff that we want to do that we're going to be in this together. You know, I'm not trying to compare myself to anybody, by the way, or anything that I do. But this is one thing I know is true about myself and true about the people that I surround myself with, is that we truly care for people. Now, I can't respond to everybody. I can't be who everybody wants me to be for them. But I know for a fact I truly care about this, and I truly care about people. I'm not just trying to give you the boat and say, hey, here's the boat. Now you go across the ocean on your own. Nah, I'm going to try to give you the boat with my knowledge. And I'm going to say, hey, I'm in this boat with you. We rowing together. Like, you get one oar, that's what it's called. You get one oar, I get the other, and we rowing together. And that's what community is all about. And since day one, I'm a firm believer that community creates unity. And so that's what we're doing at Rehab Time. That's what we're doing as a Rare Breed. And you can tell I don't want to get off here because I keep talking. So I'm going to stay on. I'm going to check y'all's comments. I'm still doing the Protect Your Peace Challenge. Oh, y'all still doing it? Cool, man. Yeah, Protect Your Peace Challenge. And to you guys, man, that I'll talk about that later. What up, Mike? What up, bro? Don't talk about it, be about it. You need a community? Yeah, here it is. You know, like Jay said, like, I hope y'all got that. Like, I can show y'all, look. Can y'all see this? I got books everywhere. And sometimes, you know, Blinkist is a great app. If you got to pay, I think it's $9.99 or something like that. But, like, there's so much you can learn. Like, if you read The Greatest You, I tell you a lot in that book. I'm not saying just my book, but any book has a lot of information. Like, people pour out their souls in their book. And so start reading, even if it's 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day. Like, what I do, I don't like to read a whole bunch because I'm not that good at retaining information like that. So I like to read like 2 or 3 pages, and I like to write down what I learned, and I like to put it in my words and how can I apply it to my life. And I often try to put it into action, because when you put action into what you're learning, you tend to retain it a lot better, right? Because you're actually doing it. And so I either try to go teach it, like I'll talk to Tristan about it or talk to Maria about it, or I'll go try to put it into action. So I just encourage you guys to do that. Like, do the small things. Do the things that most people don't want to do, the small disciplines that's in your control every single day. And I know it's hard. I know it might be inconvenient. I know it might not be ideal because your situations, but as Brooke said, she got 6 kids, got 4 businesses, you know, she's still doing it. You read my book, appreciate it. What should I talk about on the podcast Wednesday? By the way, that's a random question. I haven't recorded my episode yet. And it's the first one of the new year. I'm just trying to think, what should I talk about? What am I reading right now? I'm actually reading my friend Johnny Winfrey's book, and it is called, I'm about to say How to Be a Millionaire. It's not called How to Be a Millionaire. Let me get it. So, funny story. I'll tell y'all in a second. Hold on. Let me be quiet. Gotta sneak around the house. Johnny don't even know. I'll give him the shout out right now. I'm gonna text him. So it's called Building a Millionaire Mindset. And it's not about being a millionaire, right? But just building a rich mindset. When I mean rich, I'm not talking about finances. I mean, that could be a part of it, but just building the habits and the mindset to enrich your life in general. So I don't even know if it's out yet, but he sent it to me. Johnny's a great guy, man, a great entrepreneur, a great philanthropist out of my hometown, Fort Worth. So he sent it to me. That's what I'm currently reading. Funny story. Random, has nothing to do with anything. I just feel like telling y'all. So we were out in the cabins this weekend. We're out in Broken Bow in Oklahoma. If you haven't been, you should go. I think it's a really cool place. I mean, for you guys that live like in Utah and all those places, it's probably not as fun because y'all have like great snowy mountains and stuff like that. But if you guys live in Texas that don't really get no type of like mountains or anything like that, Broken Bow, it's not really mountains, but like big hills. It's pretty cool. So we're out in Broken Bow, just disconnecting with the family. And you know me, I love the woods, and I think it's just a great place to just, you know, connect with the fam. So my nephew, I wonder if he's on here. So my nephew was there, and I promise you this is funny. So my nephew was there. My nephew, like, I'm sure you can relate. Like, you know, when you like, I want to use the word raised. Like when you have, you know, you got like a nephew, like, and you know, he's been there since he was like, you were there when he was born, and you helped him as a baby, and he's been around and all this stuff. And like, you know, you still see him as a baby. Like I still call him Baby J. I still call my nieces Baby whatever. And Baby J is not Baby J. He's like grown man J. So he's 13 years old. He wears the same size shoe as me, and he's taller than me. Like he's huge. And so he's strong. He's a really, really good athlete. So we're there, and he's trying to test me. You know how nephews do, you know, trying to test me with their strength and all this type of stuff. So I'm like, all right, cool. So we go out on the run. And we run about a mile. So we have other people with us. We run about a mile, and it's very hilly. So we get to this spot. I was like, man, let's just run some hills. I probably saw in my stories. Like, let's just run some hills. We'll run hills for 20 minutes. And when you run up the hill, walk back down, and then you'll do some bodyweight push-ups on a rock. Let's just do that. So run the hills, whatever like that. And Jay, Baby Jay, he wasn't sweating. He got long legs. Like, I'm going to call him Daddy long leg, like long legs, right? So he wasn't sweating. So I'm like, bro, like, we need to push harder. Like, we out here, like, push harder. So he looked at me and said, Uncle Trent, I am going hard. I said, no, you're not. He's like, I can beat you. And I was like, no, you can't. And he was like, I can beat you. And like, nah. So I was like, you know, I'm forgetting my age, by the way, and it's cold. It's probably like 30 degrees. I didn't stretch. I'm not in the best. I'm in good shape, probably for most people. But for myself, I'm not in the shape that I want to be in. All right, so we end up racing. And in my mind, I'm still thinking he Baby J. Like, I beat him out his whole life. So I'm like, it's easy work. And I'm not thinking about my age. So we line up, and it's up a hill. And so we take off. So I'm like, I'm just going to go like 50%. I ain't got to go 100. So we take off, and I'm going 50%, and he beating me. And I'm like, oh, heck nah. Like, I'm not about to because you already know, like, if the nephew beats you, you already know you're going to hear it forever. So I'm like, no. So I kick in to like full speed. And I'm like, right when I'm like, dang, either I'm getting old and slow or he getting fast. And so I'm trying to run. I was like, I'm not letting him win. So I kick it into my fastest gear. And I end up pulling my dang butt muscle. Yeah, I pulled it. And so I'm walking around limping. And I didn't pull it really, really bad. But I'm walking around limping. I can barely walk. And he just laughing. And he beat me. And he calling me old, and he like, yeah, Uncle Trent, yeah, you was fast then, but I'm faster than you now, and so I got to hear this. And I'm limping, and I'm trying to wrestle him because, you know, like, he's trying to be tough, and I can't even wrestle him because I got one leg, and he's strong now. I'm like, dang, where you get this strong? So, yeah, Baby J beat me, man. He beat me. And I'll never hear the end of it. And he made me pull my hamstring. Really my butt muscle, but, like, the whole cute, like, all of that. And I'll never hear the end of it. So, yeah, that was my weekend. And now I'm going to have to rehab it. And so I'm going to try my best. And I'm like, you know, and it's so funny because I was like, man, this week is the week that I'm like, you know, we got a Peloton, you know, I built my home gym, like on it, about to hit the trails, like everything. And now I can barely walk. But we're going to figure it out, though. I'm going to hit up Jay. We're going to figure it out. But, yeah, I just thought I would tell you that story. I know it's super random. Probably not funny. It's funny to y'all as it is to me. But, yeah, if you knew Baby J, I should bring him on. I wish he was on here. Tristan beats me. Nah, Tristan ain't beating me, bro. Yeah, see, that ain't happening. Tristan will too. It's coming, man. And it's funny because that is one of my motivations. Like, that holds me accountable because I want to be, so where I'm at in my fitness journey, I'm into a lot of mobility, right? I want to be mobile. I want to be able to move. I want to be able to stretch. Like, I'm naturally a tight person, especially in my hips. And so, like, I want to be able to move. So I do a lot of mobility training and all this stuff. And like one of my things is like I play football. So like I'm 36, but my body's like 56. You know, like I think they say football contact is like getting hit by being in a car wreck or something like that, some stat. And I believe it. Even though I try to play safe, you know, I was a pretty tough player in my day. But one of my goals is to be functional for my kids. Like I want to be able to play basketball. I want to be able to go run. I want to be able to do certain things. I want to be able to beat Tristan when he's 18. I still want to beat him. I want to do all these things. And so I'm very competitive, by the way. But so that's my motivation. And so it's bigger than just, you know, how I look. I want to feel great. And I want to be able to be functional for my kids as they get older. So yeah. Hot yoga, bro. Y'all about to see. I'm supposed to get off of here, but I haven't been on here for a while. I'm not sleepy, so y'all can ask me questions. I'm a firm believer in yoga. I am. Yoga to me is the fountain of youth. I tell guys that all the time. So all y'all manly mans in here that you think you too manly to do yoga, you tripping. Yoga, Pilates, all of that. I got another story about that. So the first time that I realized that Pilates or yoga, it was like Pyo, I think it's like the mixture or something like that, whatever it's called, was real. I think I was fresh out of college. I think I was playing maybe my first year in the NFL. So we went to a hot yoga class, right? Which I love hot yoga. So we went to a hot yoga class, and I think it was a mixture with Pilates. So I go in there, it's like me and my teammates, and I think none of us been except one. And the one dude was like, "Oh, you got this?" I'm like, "Okay, cool." So I go in there. It's a whole bunch of girls in there, or women in there, ladies. And so I was like, it's easy work. So I go in there, and we start doing all these stretches, man. And we start holding these poses. We start holding, man, like stuff I couldn't do, like holding plank, you know. And I'm trying to think of the names right now, slipping my mind, but everything, right? All these poses, holding it. You know, I've done Bikram yoga before. I'm just like, what in the world did I get myself into? Like they just doing it all gracefully and easy. Me and my homeboys over here sweating, tapping out. I'm sweating the most I've sweated in my life. I'm feeling muscles that I ain't never felt before. Everything. Like I was like, what is this? And for me, I'm a person like if I get challenged and I can't do it, I'm gonna keep going. And so I fell in love with yoga, man. And it's the fountain of youth. And that's a practice that I want to get back into heavily, that I kind of backed off a little bit from it, just being inconsistent. But that helped me so much with injury in sports. Helped me so much. So if you have kids that play sports, please get them in yoga. Like if they can't go to a studio or a gym, like go on YouTube. Have them do like, you know, research. Go to YouTube University and just do like a 15-minute, 20-minute, 30-minute session, because recovery is important and prevention is way better than rehab. So those are my 2 cents. But I love Pilates. I love yoga. I love working on core and small muscle groups. It's so funny. I'm taking my homeboys. Like homeboys are like swole and muscular, you know, like athletes. Like, I'm like, all right, cool. Let's go to yoga. I ain't going to yoga, man. Yoga week. I said, all right, let's go. I said, I promise you, this week after, I'll buy you. Like, let's bet. I'll buy you anything. Let's go. Boys be tapped out. 10 minutes, tapped out, sweating profusely everywhere. Need 2 towels. Tapped out. Hot yoga ain't no joke. So I'm a firm believer in it. Is this challenge? So this challenge, great question. This challenge, the Rare Breed Transformational Challenge, is not a workout. Do we have workout? No, it's not. We have I'm not telling you all what it is. You got to sign up for it. Actually, I suppose I got to send out. I'll send out in the morning, early in the morning, the first day. But being a part of the list at rarebreedacademy.com and being a part of the Texas community, you will get workouts. You will get, free, like me and Jay will randomly do a live Zoom of training. So you want to definitely be a part of what we're doing, man. And like I said, that dude, when it comes to training, he's the best I've seen, hands down. Like, and I'm not even blowing smoke. Like, he's the best I've seen, hands down. And he lives it. Like, he's the dude that you would see, like, on a mountain somewhere, like with some nunchucks, I'm just, but he's really about that life, man. And he's really helped me understand awareness of my body and just mental discipline and toughness when it comes to training. Because a lot of times we think, like, my mindset was like, oh, I need to be sore. I got to push myself. He's like, no, like, no. He was like, do what you're supposed to do. You want to be functional to be able to come back the next day and have another workout. You don't want to be so sore you can't even walk. And so he just really helped change my mindset when it came to training that a lot of trainers didn't do. And I've been around a lot of performance trainers, and I've been around a lot of college trainers, NFL trainers that were just terrible when I look back, that probably hurt a lot of people's careers because they didn't understand the importance of recovery, didn't understand the importance of mobility. I'm talking about stuff y'all probably didn't care about. But yeah. Does Jesse still work with you? Jesse who? Already signed up. Cool. Who's my favorite rapper? Yeah, the challenge info is gonna be sent out early in the morning. So I'm gonna send it out early. Recommendations for cardio workouts. I'm like, y'all, I need to get back into my training days. Y'all know I used to be a trainer at some point, back in my younger life. But no, cardio. So for me, I love running. And it's funny because I hated running. Like I hated, like anything over a mile was like I dreaded it. Like I am not, well, what? Over a mile? I'm a sprinter, bro. But I've learned to love running. Again, I got into that because I sucked at it. And anything I suck at, like I have my ego in that part. I'm like, man, I want to master this because I want to become better at it. And so I'm I love long distance training, but at the same time, all those miles aren't always good on your body and your knees, right? So for me, I love sprints. Obviously I need to do more of them because I pull the muscle, but I love sprints. I love a lot of interval style training. So with cardio, you can do long runs, you can do intervals. I've been recently on the Peloton wave. I've always loved cycling and spin bikes, but with COVID, I don't really go to the gym much. So I like a lot of HIIT training for cardio. You can do cardio and weight training also, but I'm really into sprints right now, if that makes any sense. So I'm a big fan of fasted workouts too. So I'm a faster. So I like to work out in the fastest state. That's really helped me. That's been a really a game changer for me over the last year or two. And again, it's not for everybody. Make sure you consult with your doctor before you try anything. But just do your research. But I love working out in the fastest state. I tend to find more energy in doing that. I just need help to work out. I want to lose weight. See, that's the thing too, man. So I'll share this. What really helped me, and I got to get back on it, by the way. Like I'm not in a place where I want to be at in my health journey. Like I said, I dropped the ball, over these last few months, situation. And I don't blame that. I just dropped the ball. And so, what's helped me is not worry about, like, I don't even have a scale in my house no more. I used to have a scale, and I'm not saying don't have a scale. I'm not saying don't measure your body fat. I think all of that's important to you if it is. But I think we become slaves to scales and the number on the scale a lot. For me, I want to be able to feel a certain way, right? So working out has become less about how I look and more about how I feel. And I think with that mentality, you'll reach your goals and then some if you just really focus on that. And so the question I often ask myself, because I believe the stronger the questions, the more powerful the questions, the more powerful your life will become. If you want a better life, ask yourself better questions. And so I love to ask myself questions when it comes to that. So for me, it's like, okay, is this going to help me feel better? Like, is this meal right here going to help me feel better? Is me not doing this going to help me feel better? Is this workout going to help me feel better? Is this stretch going to help me feel better? Is this cryo going to help me feel better? Is this recovery going to help me feel better? Is this day off going to help me feel better? And so that's the question I always ask myself. And it's the question that that really holds me accountable, because I perform better mentally when I perform physically. That's just how I am. So yeah, I think don't make your weight loss journey about losing weight. Make it more about your mental health journey, your emotional journey. Because I feel like when you master that part of it, everything else, will take care of itself. So you're playing for the long haul. You're not playing just for some likes on Instagram because you have a six pack, you have a nice body. Be proud of that too. If that's what you want to be. I'm not saying that either, because trust me, this summer y'all gonna see a picture. I promise you, y'all gonna see one. But that's the external isn't always a reflection of the internal, if that makes sense. I want my internal progress to manifest into my outward appearance. So I want people to look at me and say, man, Trent looks in good shape, but I want you to know that I'm in better shape inside of my mind, if that makes any sense. But yeah, man, and I'll tell you too, like I've held myself accountable for a lot of things. Like I know you got to know what moves you too. Like a lot of times we try to hide how we look and how we feel. But me, like I'm like, okay, I'm going to the beach. Like we just was in Miami, practicing safely. All right, because I know what's going on in the world. But I was just like, man, I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna wear no shirt out here. Like if I'm being insecure, whatever, I deserve to be insecure right now. Like, let it out. Let your dead belly out. And so that always just holds me accountable on certain things, man. It makes myself laugh. But appreciate who you are, man, wherever you're at, whatever weight you're at, whatever size you're at, small, big, whatever you consider, whatever, just appreciate yourself and love yourself, because that's the first step to changing something. It's to love yourself for who you are, right? Not to say you have to accept where you're at, but love yourself for who you are, and just know a number on the scale doesn't make you less or doesn't make you more. So I'm more into how you feel internally. That's what I care about. Why am I so hard on myself? I don't think it's necessarily being hard on myself. It's just holding myself accountable, because I know what I want to do with my life. I know how many people depend on me. But sometimes you got to be not hard on yourself, but just real with yourself. And sometimes you got to hold yourself accountable and got to show yourself tough love, because that's a part of loving yourself, right? It's self-discipline, is being tough on yourself. And so that's just me. Like, I'm a person too. Like, I don't like to talk it if I'm not living it. So if I'm preaching something, like, I don't want to be like, dang, I just told him this and I'm doing this. Like that bothers me. You know what I'm saying? That bothers me. So I like to hold myself accountable and check myself. Because if you ain't gonna do it to yourself, who else gonna do it? You know? Now, I'm not toxic to myself. I'm not telling myself you suck. And some people do that. It works for some people. I'm not like, you're a nobody. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm just like, Trent, you tripping, bro. You tripping. You know you better than this. You know you deserve more than this. You know the people around you deserve more than this. Because I feel like it's selfish for me not to be the best version of myself, not only for me, but for the people around me that need me to be. Because, again, I know how I feel mentally when I'm the best version of myself physically. And I know how I feel spiritually. So for me, that's important, because I know who I'm going to be to those around me. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if that makes sense to you guys, but yeah, that would just be my 2 cents when it comes to all that. What other questions we got? And just think about this too. Like, just be a 5 every day. Sometimes we think we got to be a 10 every day, and like we got to go crush it and run 20,000 miles, and then you can't run again for 3 weeks. Like, just be a 5. Just be a 5 and be disciplined in what you put in your body. I think of food as energy. That's another thing that's really helped me. And I'm gonna be real. Like, the last few weeks, I even put energy in my body. So I think of food as energy. It's either gonna drain me or it's either gonna energize me. And so, like, when I look at foods, I'm like, okay, I need energy. I need energy. And I've been toying. I'm not gonna put it out there yet, but I've been toying with, going, back vegan. And I know everybody has their own opinions about different stuff. But, I went vegan for like 6, 7 months when my mom first got diagnosed with cancer until she got healed. That was my fast. And I felt great. And so I do it, obviously, you know, for certain benefits. With me, with asthma, I notice when I stay away from gluten and certain dairy, I feel a lot better as an asthmatic. But also, too, to work on my self-control. I like to challenge myself. I like to put myself in situations where, that's why I fast every single day. Now it's become normal. But I'm probably going to go on I might just do it starting tomorrow. Why not? I'm probably going a 72-hour fast just to do it, just to see if I can do it and work on my mental toughness. Why not? Jesus did for 40 days and 40 nights, right? So why not? And so I just like to do things like that. And I would encourage y'all to work on your self-control. Like, when's the last time you challenged yourself? Like, from sustaining from something that's hard for you to break free from. So maybe it's food. And I know the whole myth that you got to eat, that's not true. Like, I mean, obviously you got to put nutrition in your body, but your body's amazing. And most of us aren't drinking enough water as it is, but yeah, I'm not trying to go in. I'll let Jay talk about that. I'm not trying to go into a nutritional session right now, but I like to, what? So another thing too, that I will say, because I see people on here, again, guys, don't fall for the fake profiles and all that stuff. Please, 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 please. I know I've said this a million times the last 3 years. That is not me, okay? My name isn't whatever they put on there. I'm not telling you to enter your credit card information. It's not me. It's not. I'm not sending you an inbox message. It's not me, okay? So please don't give any information to anybody. Like, if you don't know if it's like legit, don't give your debit card information. It's not, I know there's not just me. It's a lot of influencers that are getting fake pages created, but yeah, we block them. We report to Facebook. But I just always have to say that because some people ask all the time, like, is this you? No, it's not. They ain't spell my name right. It's not me. So just report them and block them. If it doesn't have a blue check, it's not me. It's funny. Sometimes, and I don't want to ever blame anybody because, you know, people are in different places in their life. So I want to be like, how did you not know? But some people, I'll be like, they didn't even like spell my name right. Like, you know, but yeah, don't fall for the fake profiles for me or for any other influencer. It's fake. They're on a scam street. I don't know how they do it. I don't know who's behind it. It's crazy, man. They got like, I don't know how they do it. I'll be like, man, like, y'all got some talent. Y'all need to use that for good. Because they be creating like you block one, it'd be like 30 of them. It's crazy. Somebody's like, Trent, I gave you my debit card. I said, no, you didn't. I said, no, you didn't. That was a fake profile that you gave it to. So I'm not going to be in your inbox ever. If I ever tell you that I'm doing a giveaway, it will be through my text community. That'll be the only thing. It's only one number. If it's ever something to buy, it will be shoprehabtime.com, or I will lead you to a link that you know is legit. All right, so don't fall for it. Yeah, I'm going to say this live. All right, I probably got about like 10 more minutes in me, guys. I'm starting to get delusional. And I got to get up in the morning. Who got a Peloton in here? Anybody got Peloton? I want to join a crew. I want to do a live class with some of y'all. My podcast, straight up, you can download it anywhere you listen to podcasts, Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere. Career changes. So, Karen, are you asking, like, how do you deal with career changes? Who got this shirt? A lot of y'all didn't get this shirt. I guess y'all didn't like it, but I like it. That's why I put it out. Fall in love with progression. And yeah, that's another thing too. I will say this. So I know a lot of you merchandise, okay? Trust me, like, we are doing our best, like, seriously. And I want to apologize. I'm never gonna blame it on anybody else. I want to apologize. Like delays have been crazy, like crazy. Like USPS, we ship all our merch to USPS. It's been crazy. Like I've ordered stuff for myself that still hasn't came, and so we've been shipping out. So thanks for being patient. I know a lot of y'all with the Protect Your Peace Challenge, the hoodies, they've been shipped out or they're getting shipped out. So thanks for being patient. So it's been a mess, man. It's kind of making you want to be like, okay, let me hold off on merch. But you guys always hit me up like, we want more merch. We want this. We want that. So just thanks for being patient, guys. Like, trust me. I know it's frustrating. I'm frustrated. So I'm like, dang. So I have a commitment shirt I want to put out, but I'm just like, or it's going to take 38 million years to get it to me, and then to ship it out, it's going to take forever for USPS to get it to the rehabbers across the world. So, you know, it's commitment month. So we'll put out the commitment shirt. We'll do a few other things. We'll put out some rare breed stuff, man. We got a lot of stuff. So you guys love the merch. So I'll keep putting it out for y'all. And just know, I love to say this because I want y'all to understand this. Because I have people like, you sell merchandise, you shouldn't sell it. You should give it to it for free. I was like, man, I wish I could. It costs. People love to do that, man. And that's a whole nother lie. Like, don't let people make you feel guilty for charging for something, okay? Ain't nobody working for free, period. When people hit me up about that, I'll be like, do you go to your job for free? Until you go to your job for free, do not tell me what I should do for free, okay? And I do a lot of things for free anyway. So, hey, it made me forget what I was about to say. So anytime you purchase rehab merch, and I want y'all to look in my eyes when I say this, not a dollar, a cent goes into Trent Shelton's pocket. Not a dollar or a cent. I do a lot of, we do a lot of, I like to say angel blessings, where just like with this challenge, I'll give away money. Or Christmas, bless families, or randomly through text community, just bless people, bless people, bless people. So just know that anytime you buy something from Rehab Time, it is going to help other people, period. Okay? So I just want y'all to know that. Because when people be in my inbox, be talking crazy, I'll be like, what are you talking about? You sound ignorant. So yeah. It's like, I had one person like, why are you promoting your book? It's like, I wrote it. I mean, how's the world's gonna know? Your book should be for free. I was like, I wish it could be. Like, the library has it, whatever. I wish it could be. Trust me. Hopefully one day I get to a place where we can do everything for free. Everything, right? But yeah. So I'm about to do something really cool. My homeboy gave me an idea. I think it's really cool. I don't want to prematurely say it, but I'm gonna do something really cool through Rehab Time that I think will bless somebody. Yeah, man. And that's the thing too. Like, there's so much free information out. Like, I tell people, like, man, like, my text community is free. Like, the challenges are free. The YouTube is free. This right now, you ask me anything, I don't hold anything back. It's free. Uh, you know, I do meetups when pre-COVID. It's free. Like, all of that stuff. I'm just like, show up for that if you need to. You know? So, yeah. My name of my book is called, so my two books, I have The Greatest You and I have Straight Up. Straight Up is more for youth. I like it, but it's more targeted to youth. The Greatest You, I think, is more of a reader's book. Like, Straight Up is more for a person that don't like to read, really, like myself. That's easy, digestible content. Straight Up is more like, I think if you read Straight Up, you'd be like, dang, I feel like this is trending video. And then The Greatest You is more stories from like rehabbers, my life, and just deeper points, I feel like. Or I wouldn't say deeper, but it's just a more in-depth book, I guess. Thank you. Happy New Year. What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey. Yeah, Straight Up can be for a 14-year-old. Absolutely. I think it can be from anybody from 10. So Tristan read it. Well, he said he read some of it. I'm going to go quiz him later on. Yeah, I say like probably nine to adults read it. I've seen adults read a lot of it. So you just got to kind of, if you're reading it as an adult, you might see some kind of young adult language in there here and there. But I think it's very useful for adults also. Question: what do y'all want to see more of me do? What do y'all want to see more of me do? Yeah, the greatest you. I think you should start with the greatest you. If you want to start with a book. So I'm thinking about writing another book. I want to write it based upon worth because I have a course, and y'all gotta let me know if y'all want to release it or not. Well, I am going to release it at some point, but I have a course, a mini course. I say it's a mini course because it's about like 2 hours long. Most courses people put out like 8 hours, and I was like, that's too much information. So my course is 2 hours, and it's called Rehab Your Worth, and I'm in love with the course. Like I love it. Like I feel like I'll pat myself on the back. I don't know if I've ever seen someone break down worth the way I did it. Like I just love it. Like people say know your worth. You're like, okay, what does that mean? Like I literally break it down. And I feel like that's one of my staple messages that a lot of you relate to me for is worth. And so I've been thinking about writing another book um, based upon that. You know, Greatest You was more of a storybook. Straight Up was more of a, but I think you guys would want something about friendships or relationships, which is worth. Let me know if y'all want to see a book from me from that in the near future. Because that's kind of on my heart to do. And also the course. The course, I'm gonna release it here soon. So make sure you're part of the text community because I might do something cool for those a part of the text community for it. But yeah, I'm excited for you guys to take that course because yeah, I'm really excited about that. Um, and then there was one more thing I wanted to say before I get off of here. Um, dang, it's about the book. Core. Oh yeah. So what do you guys want to see more? Ready to see you coach people live? For sure, bro. You can come. We'd love to hear more about the book. Let's chat live. I haven't put it out yet. It's coming. I think I got to see how I want to do. I got to see if I want to go traditionally or self publish. A big part of me wants to self publish. If you can't join the messages because you're international, make sure you sign up at rarebreedacademy.com. You want workouts? Okay, where do you do your live shows with COVID? I don't know, guys. Like, I still been doing things live, but it's been very small venues and stuff like that. Like, it's different. So I've been doing a lot of virtual events. It's crazy. It's like it seems like you're really live. It's like a whole bunch of screens around you, like arenas. But I don't know. I know I have a live event this month somewhere. But I don't know how it's gonna be with COVID. I mean, it's changed a lot. Like, trust me. Like, I love to be in person. Like, I love to be in person with you guys, but I can't really really say, you know, I can't do a tour or anything like that. So how do I deal with sabotagers of your success? Is that what the question was? Um, like haters and naysayers, it's just people going the thing about it is this. At the end of the day, people are gonna think what they want to think. And as long as you know in your heart that you have good intentions and you're a good person, you try to be and you really try to really progress your life, let people talk. Everybody ain't gonna like you, right? Everybody's not gonna like me. Everybody's not gonna like Trent. Everybody's not gonna like Amanda or Shirley or Brenda. Like everybody's not gonna like you. And so that's just a part of the world. Like everybody's like apples. It's a part of the world. They even hated Jesus. So everybody's not gonna like everybody like Martin Luther King, right? So that's just a part of it. When you get over yourself, when you get over that, and you realize, okay, you focus on the people who do like you, the people who do need what you give to the world, the people who want what you have, and you just pay attention to that. So there's people on a daily that will come on my Facebook page and say whatever, or even Instagram. Maybe people on here. Like I just focus on serving the community that wants it. Because I think when you take your mind off of what's important, which is the people you're serving, and focusing on what's not important, which is the people who can care less about you, you kind of lose your superpower, you know? So let people talk about you. Let people do all those things. They can't stop you. Only you can give them permission to stop you. Let's see. Go on lives and do interviews with real people going through stuff. Okay, I like that. How do I get my life back on track after a big setback? What up, Nate? How do you get your life back on track after a big setback? If I'm you, I am, for one, this might seem crazy. I am, for one, going to thank that setback, right? I'm going to accept it. I'm going to face my reality. I'm going to accept it. I'm going to give thanks to it. I'm going to give appreciation to it. We don't give enough appreciation to the bad things in our life. We don't. To the things that have been setbacks, to the things that we lost. If you knew that it took losing that to bring to your life what was really meant for your life, right? You would be grateful. So give appreciation, right? Change your perspective towards it. Let that thing work for you instead of against you. And then I would say, okay, what's in my control right now that's in my control that I can do that will create some positive momentum in my life? I would start there. Simple. If it's getting up and watering the plants, do it. You know what I'm saying? Just something that's in your control, a small thing that could create positive momentum. It's getting up and reading for 5 minutes. Do it. You know, we think big picture so much and change. We think, oh, I need to have this major, major breakthrough. But we don't realize it's the small breakthroughs that create the major one, right? It's the small bricks that build the big building. So I always think about that. Like when I run a reset, I think about, okay, what's the small step I could take that will get me moving in the right direction? Because then once I get that positive momentum, the journey will always honor that and always bring to my life what needs to be there. I'm a firm believer in that. Yeah, I know I was supposed to stay up late, but I haven't been on here in a while, man. So I'm just kicking it. I'm going to get up early still and get it in. Compound effect. I got my dogs here. What's up, John, bro? What's good? Small hinges that swing open big doors. I love that. How do I find my purpose? Ooh, man. Y'all know I love that. Dang, I wish I'm not gonna tell you to get my book because I don't want you to, man, I wish I can. Do I have the greatest you? Hey, whoever asked me that question, and never mind. Well, yeah, try it. Like send me a DM and just send me a DM. Whoever asked me that question about purpose. Because I want to send you my book. But so this is my take on purpose, and I'll be short about this. And it's super dope. If you have y'all watched Soul, you know, with Jamie Foxx, like the Pixar movie, which is really cool. I watched it with the family, with the kids. Really deep movie. Like I loved it. I loved it. And it it talked about like my belief in purpose pretty much. Right? Like he's on a search for his purpose and all these. I don't give away the movie. Go watch the movie. So go watch Soul on Disney if you haven't. But this is what I'll say about purpose. I have a quote. I say purpose is not something that you find. Purpose is not something that you search for. Purpose is who you are. I believe that I'm about to talk for about 20 minutes. I believe that purpose is who you are, right? I believe that you are created for purpose, on purpose, with a purpose. I believe that. I think too often we think our purpose is in this world. We think that our purpose is in a job. We think that our purpose is in a gift. We think our purpose is, you know, in a position. We think our purpose is all these things. I don't believe that's what purpose is. I believe you are purpose because there's no one, like this is true, there's no one out of 7 billion people in this world created like you. And when you truly understand that God set you apart, right? It says that in his word. He set you apart, appointed you as a prophet of many nations. When you really understand that, and you really understand that you are custom made, like you really realize that you are purpose. So and listen to my podcast. There you go. Go listen to episode 2 of my podcast, I think. It's called How to Find Your Purpose on the Straight Up Podcast. I talk like 50 minutes on this. But a lot of times what people think is their purpose is really their placement. So, for example, I thought football was my purpose, right? I was born to be a football player. Like, I was born to be an athlete. And I really thought that. And then once I lost football, I lost myself because I thought that was my purpose. Right now, right? It's like, oh, you're a speaker. This is your purpose. This is your purpose. I don't think being a speaker is my purpose. I think it's a gift. I think it's a placement, right? And if this ever ends, I don't have to lose myself because I know I can take Trent Shelton into whatever and bring light to this world, because I believe our ultimate purpose in life as human beings is to bring light to other people, right? As believers, to lead people closer to Christ, right? If you're not a believer, it's to bring light into this world, right? To help people bring positivity into this world. I believe that. And so you literally can walk outside right now or tomorrow and go bring light to someone else. You don't need to have a blue check by your name. You don't need to have $1 million in the bank account. You don't need to be a professional athlete. You don't need to be, some celebrity. You can bring light to other people. The problem is we've been so tricked and fooled and thinking that we need to have some big major platform. We need to do something major to have purpose. No, it's the small things that matter. And as human beings, as a country, as not even a country, as the world, we've gotten away from the small things that matter. All right. And so I'm going too deep, but make a long story short, purpose is who you are. It's not what you do. And I think when you really embrace that, it's life changing. It's life changing. And placements change, right? And I'm not against placements. Like we are going to be in placements, in positions where we can use our gift and actually reach more people, right, through it. But just know positions don't last forever. And I say that because I don't want you to lose. I don't want you to cling on to something and think that this is who I am. Your identity is wrapped around it. And when you lose it, or if you lose it, or if it dwindles away, then you start to lose yourself too. Like, I don't want you to do that. So that's why I feel like purpose isn't a thing that you do. Purpose is who you are as a person. And so, like, that's been my claim to fame purpose thing. Like, I guess that's what the world loves. Like, I've seen it everywhere. So that's how I feel about purpose. And actually, hold on. Oh my gosh, I can't even stand up. Baby J, man, got my back hurting, man. Oh man. Whew. Hold on one second. So I'm gonna ask y'all 5 questions. This is from my book, The Greatest You. Just think about tonight, about purpose. So number 1 is, do you believe you have a purpose? That's number 1. Number 2 is, are you more concerned with how big your platform is than what you're contributing to this world? That's a major one, man. That's all in the live, but I'm just big on that. Don't ever think your contribution is too small because you don't have 1 million followers. Like, don't ever think that. There's so many people making a bigger difference than me that don't even have as much people as me. And I'll be the first to say that. Like, don't ever think that. Impact cannot be measured. Remember that. 3 is, can you tell the difference between purpose and dreams? So I talked about this in my book, about dreams and purposes. Ah, man. I don't want to spoil it, but I will say this. Sometimes your dream is what you want to do, and it's not what you're called to do. And that's a sticky place because, sometimes it is what you're called to do. But sometimes you got to let go of what you want to do and grab a hold on what God has called you to do. And that can be scary because I'll tell you right now, I never wanted to be a speaker ever. Like, it's not what I wanted to do. But I just felt like it was what God had called me to do, you know what I'm saying, at this time. And so I'll be an author. Like, I never thought I would be an author, ever. That wasn't like growing up. That wasn't a cool thing to do. Like, it wasn't like, hey, I'm going to raise your, what do you want to be when you grow up? An author. Nobody said that in my school. Out of my boys, nobody was like, I want to be an author. The 4th question is, what are you already doing that is making life better for the people around you? That's a great question to ask, because oftentimes that's your magnet. Like, and I know I'm giving information. Some of y'all might have, Trent, be quiet, but I just want to give as much as I can. Um, because I see sometimes like with people, and I've been here, you feel like you aren't doing enough. And sometimes your greatest superpower, you can like to you is not a superpower because it just comes so normal to you. And that's why I asked that question, like, what are you already doing that is making your life that is making life better for other people around you? So when you think about that, that might be a big part of your superpowers that you might think is not much because it comes so natural. That's what helped me. Like when I would give advice to people when they asked for it, I would do certain things. I didn't think it was much of it, but obviously it helped lead me to what I'm doing today. And then last but not least, what gets you out of bed in the morning? I think that's major. Maybe you don't have anything yet, but I wouldn't ignore the thoughts that you have in your head that are positive, the ideas that run through your mind. Like we have all these ideas, but we talk ourselves out of actually creating those ideas. I know I do a lot. Like so many things that I want to do that I talk myself out of it, but I made up my mind in 2021, that I'm gonna get the most out of it. So you guys are gonna see me do a lot. You guys are gonna see me probably rap again. You guys are gonna see me, create a lot of stuff. You guys are gonna see me do it all because I got to firsthand see like how short life is. And I know you hear that a lot, but I got to how quickly life can change. Put it like that. How quickly life can change. I got to see that like firsthand, you know what I'm saying, with my mom. How quickly life can change just like that. Even though she's been battling cancer for years, but beginning of this year, I'll put it like this, in March, my mom was calling my phone. I was having conversations with my mom. She was sick, but she would come over here as our house was getting built. Now, since my mom hasn't called, I would do anything to see mom show up on my phone. Like, my mom's alive still, and she's still going, but I haven't talked to my mom like on my phone. Like, my mom doesn't bug me like she used to. So, like, just in the span of 6 months, life drastically changed like that. And it just is on that example, life can change for you just like that too in a positive way. But I want everybody just to get the most out of your life, and that's where I'm at. Like I want to be able to do things like some people might not agree with it. Some people like, Trent, why are you doing that? Why are you doing this? I want to get the most out of my life creatively, and I want to give the most I can to the world. And for me, it's about having the bandwidth to be able to manage so many different things, and I have to say no to a lot of things too. But there's so many ideas that run through my head that I talk myself out of. Like, oh, people don't want that, or I don't want to do that. And I'm no longer doing that. Like, that's one of the decisions that I made in 2021. Like, whatever comes across, whatever message comes across, I'm going to do it. Because I see how life can change just like that. Just like that. And so I encourage everybody on here, all 700 of you still rocking with me, to think about that tonight. Like, to think about, maybe you feel like life ain't worth living no more. Maybe you feel like you're depressed and all of that stuff. Like, I feel you with that too. But just know that there's more to your life than what you're going through. And I know that seems cliche, but it's real. And everything you're going through is building you, not breaking you. Like, for real, for real. Like, I wouldn't be who I am today to millions of people across the world, thousands, or one person. I wouldn't be who I am today if it wasn't for the things that I went through. People say, Trent, how do you know so much about life? I'm not a genius. I've been through life. And I decided not to surrender to my struggle. And, I never want to be a person or a speaker or author or an influencer or whatever. I never want to be that person where it's like, I can't show you what I'm going through. Like, I never want to be that person. I think that's whack. I don't want to sell you a dream. I don't want to sell you perfection. Yeah, I could be a lot more popular than I am if I wanted to. I mean, that's easy. I know I could go viral every day if I wanted to. That's easy. But I refuse to show you guys some perfection when that's not relatable. I refuse to show you, I'm not gonna get into all that, but I refuse to be like that. And I want to show you that real. It doesn't mean you always have to highlight your struggles every single day or anything like that. but I want to show you I'm a human being, just like you, because I know that's more motivating and relatable than anything. You might think you relate to the person that's telling you and showing you the perfect life and showing you the nice things and everything like that. And maybe that's for you. But I know what I was called to do. I'm called to reach people that some people forget about. You know, I was as I'm having this therapy session, by the way, with y'all. But why not? So I was doing a interview, I guess you can say, and it was for, I'm not gonna say the company. It's a major company, right? It's a major company, and if you guys have been following my journey, you know how I feel about, you know, me as a speaker or me as a speaker, and just where I started and where I came from. And I don't ever want to take credit to be like, oh, I started this or whatever. But you know, when I started in 2010, you know, it wasn't popular to hold your phone like this and bring motivation to the world. You know, most people had a nice setup or all that stuff, or it wasn't popular to dress like this. You know, it wasn't popular to be unprofessional. And so, you know, I've always fought for, I would say unprofessionalism. I'm not saying that, but I always fought for being who you are, because just like I never raised my hand to be an author because I didn't think it was cool. I wanted to be the person where people saw and kids saw that, like, man, or like somebody that looks like me. And I don't just mean by color, but just somebody who might be like urban or might not talk proper or whatever, or might not say the right words or be polished. I wanted somebody to be like, dang, I could do that too, right? And I didn't see any example out there. Like there were, I mean, I'm not saying any, but I didn't see me when I looked out there. You know, I didn't see me. And so I've always fought to like just be straight up, you know, and just be a person that can be who they are when they show up, right? That don't have to have no on and off switch. And of course, I have a different side of me where, you know, when I'm on stage or when I'm talking to you guys where I'm super motivated, like T. Shelley come out, like just bring out that alter ego that we all have. But who you see me on here is like who I am. Like you probably be disappointed with me in person. You're probably like, dang, I thought Trent would be a lot more motivated or talking a lot more. This is just who I am. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not trying to impress anybody. But to make a long story short, so I had to do an interview to try out pretty much for a speaking engagement. And I didn't want to do it at first. I was like, I'm about to try out. Like, why? But I was like, you know, don't let your ego, whatever. So it was a major company. And so I've been fighting to like speak on these major company stages, just me being who I am with my message. Cause I'm like, dang, they know my message. So they understand the message that I bring, right? I'm not going to be the polished speaker that gives you, and nothing wrong with this, by the way. Like, don't think I'm talking down anybody. Like, we all got our place. But I'm not going to be the speaker that's going to be like, you know, tells you, you know, cut and dry. Like, here are the 3 things. Here's your takeaway. You know, that's just not me. I'm a heart speaker. So you never know what you're going to get. But I promise you, it'll make sense. And I promise you have some actionable takeaways at the end. But I get on the call, and the first thing I asked him was like, have y'all listened to me? Like, have y'all heard me speak? And it got kind of quiet. It was a major company. And I was like, and I think like they just like, yeah, we have. I was like, oh, yeah, I haven't heard. I said, okay. And so they started asking me all these questions and like, hey, like give us synopsis of like what you're going to talk about, whatever. So I just stopped them. And I said, listen, I said, I'm not trying to sound rude or anything, but I'll just tell you like this. If you want somebody that your employees can relate to, that's not going to sell them some dream, not going to sell them some false reality, that's really going to help them personally. Because I told this company, I said, the problem with a lot of these major companies, you can't get your employees to perform because you're so worried about your business, which I understand, but you're so worried about your business, but you're not worried about them personally. And I said, if you touch their heart personally and you really spoke to their heart and really care for them and give them some things that they can do for themselves, I promise you they will show up better professionally. I promise you. I promise you. And the lady was like, well, what, I heard okay, but what are you going to do for them professionally? I said, well, I care about them personally because professionally, it was 3 speakers. I said, y'all got another speaker that give them the tools professionally. I can do that. But who's talking to them personally? Who's talking to them about their mental health? Who's talking to them about the things that they're going through that y'all don't know? And y'all just keep killing them, right? Having to work hours and hours and hours. And I get that because you pay them. But who's talking to them about that? So I say all that to say, I said, listen, I'm probably not the person for y'all. But if y'all want somebody that's going to really touch somebody's heart and really like touch your employees, so I know your employees probably listen to me anyway because I just know my audience, then I'm your one. If you want somebody who's going to give them some fluff, go find somebody else. And clearly they didn't bring me in. But I just say all that to say, like, I'm not willing to conform who I am to speak at a major company for some money or to be on the stage that can bring me more notoriety. And that's just me. That's just me. And that's why I'm okay with, like, you know, like this, like just chopping it up with you guys, like no agenda, no whatever, like just chopping it up, just being raw. I'm good with that, man. And I just say all that to say, because I know a lot of people ask, how come you don't do more interviews or this and that? It's because I do a lot, and I appreciate everybody who's bringing me on and stuff like, but I'm not the professional guy. You know, I'm very professional, but I'm just not the professional guy. If that makes sense. So yeah, that's why. I'm like the J. Cole of this. So I love Cole, man. So yeah. I mean, and even with me, like spending time away from social media, it just made me look at, like, I would get on every now and then just to kind of respond to messages, but I would kind of sit back, and it just made me realize, like, what I want to do, what I want to be, like, and what I want to lead even more. You know, I look out there and I just, you know, and it's not everybody, by the way. I think there's a lot of incredible people doing amazing things, but I just feel like there are a lot of robots, a lot of just people just doing what's popular or following the trend, you know, are doing what will get them the most notoriety. And that's okay if, like, that's really what you want to do and that's really from your heart. But, like, I see so many people conform their creativity, their vision for that, to fit in, because that's what's working for everybody else. And you see a bunch of clones. Like you said, everybody's the same. Like, nobody, like, it's not a lot of people who just stand out and they have their own thing, you know. So I really have prided myself on just being different, you know. So yeah, and not on purpose. I just pride myself on being who I am. So yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, if I could tell y'all some things I said no to, y'all be like, Trent, you're crazy to say no to that. But it's easy for me to say no when I'm very locked in on my vision and I'm very locked in on my peace. And I know it brings my life peace. So when peace is my priority, it's easy to say no to certain things in my life. And, you know, popularity doesn't drive me. Notoriety doesn't drive me. Any of those things, they don't do nothing for me at all. Like, to be honest, they don't. You know, I'm a social weirdo. Not really, but I get social anxiety a bit at times. So, like, I don't even care for all of that stuff. I just want to help people because that's what I was called to do. And yeah. So I say that because I think sometimes you think you have to be a certain way because y'all see influencers act that way, not knowing that a lot of these influencers that y'all follow be tore apart behind the scenes. I know personally. So yeah, man. But do what's best for you. Do what's best for you. Yeah, yeah. It's hard for companies to say, yeah, blue collar. Exactly. If I wore a suit and tie, cut my hair, I would be at a lot of companies. No, I don't want to say that. I don't want to be like, that's the reason why. But no, I really don't want to be, honestly. Like, I like doing my own events, and I don't fit well into that arena. You know, I don't fit well into that arena. Like, when I say companies, I mean, like, you know, like Pepsi or something like that. Well, not Pepsi, but you know, you get what I'm saying. But I love the internet world, man. I love the digital world. You know, that's where I came up on. That's where Rehab Time started. So I love this. And it's funny that COVID-19 made everybody go to the digital world, but this is my heart. Like I love communicating through the digital world, and it changed my life. So as long as I got you guys and I'm able to pour into you guys, that's all I care about. At the end of the day, everything else is just extra credit. Yeah. Thanks, Karina. Karina, but you've been on here for a minute. What about a virtual Rehab Time conference? Yeah, we need to do that. I've been toying for that idea for years. I just never pulled the plug. That's one of those things that I talked about with myself that I'm gonna do. So that's coming. That's coming. So believe that. I just want y'all to show up. Y'all gotta show up. Y'all gotta show up for me. That's all. And that's the things I just try to create as much stuff as I can. And I've tried some things and failed. Like I've tried to create things that didn't work out the way I thought they would, but that's a part of life. Like I think sometimes we're so afraid to fail. Um, but I've tried different stuff throughout the years. Like, okay, this seems like a good idea, and it didn't work out. All right, cool. Let's go back to the drawing board. You know, so this year is going to be incredible for you. Just calling a shot for you right now. It's going to be incredible for you. It's going to be incredible for all of us. So yeah. Collaboration. I want to link ideas with you. For sure, reach out, man. For 6 years, yeah, let's do that. Who is the longest, like, how long have you been, like, if you think you're the longest person that's been, or what's the word I'm looking for? If you think you're the OGest rehabber in here, let me know. Like, who's been supporting me, they think the longest? I seen somebody say 6 years. That's long. Has anybody been supporting me since my red wall days? The red wall days. Has anybody been supporting me since, like, I'm trying to think something I went live on, like, back in the day that I don't do no more. 2013? Dang, that's been a minute. Who's been supporting me since long dread Trent? My dreads were like long. I cut them. 2013. Yep, I know Beck Girls Rock for sure. I know she has been for sure. You don't know the red wall? Yeah, so that's my Facebook days. Well, I'm still on Facebook, obviously, but like the red background, listen as real as I can put it. That I start off every video with that. Do I still do that? I might still do that. But yeah. And I'm gonna make a lot more content. So a lot I watched your red wall days, my friend. Man, that's what's up. 2013. Cool. So I do have a lot of I was about to say. I forgot. My bad. Red wall in the mirror. I still do that? Okay. Oh, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, so content. I'm getting back to a lot of content. And YouTube has been major. Like finally, because I had a problem with my YouTube for years and I couldn't get it fixed. So I finally got it fixed. So you can find a lot of my content, of course, on Facebook. But Facebook, man, I love Facebook because Facebook is a spot where it's helped. But I don't like Facebook. Facebook like I said, they don't take care of these profiles. There's just too much going on. But YouTube, a lot of you like to share the videos. So YouTube is going to be a big focus on me this year. TikTok is going to be in our Clubhouse. So I haven't went live on Clubhouse yet, but I'm about to soon, probably this week. Probably start a room, whatever like that, and chime in. So, but definitely TikTok and and YouTube are going to be big. And obviously Instagram will always be on here. That's what's up. So do y'all think, okay, if I put out a course, I'm going to ask y'all, I'm just trying to, I want to know the waters, okay? If I put out a course, it's a 2-hour mini course, what would be a fair price for that? It probably took me like, I don't know, a lot of hours to record though, to be honest. But it's like, nah, matter of fact, it's 2 hours. What would be a fair price? Clubhouse, y'all know about Clubhouse is probably the hottest app in 2021. It's an invite only right now, but I'm pretty sure anybody can get on it. But yeah, it's a audio app. Remember like AOL chat rooms back in the day, but now it's audio. So it's pretty cool. You can listen on people talking. So I think that's the next wave. It'll probably be the biggest app of 2021. Okay, 49, 39, 80, 85. Okay. $5 per hour. Nah, that's too much. 199. No, that's too much for the mini course. 99. Yeah. Oh, it's not the hours you record, it's the hours to learn. Ooh, good point. 199. Yep. Cool. Well, my purpose of my mini course, I want to make them affordable. I do. That's just one of the things that I want to do. I will have some things later in the year that will be a little bit more. I don't want to use the word expensive, but it's worth it though. It's a lot of stuff, but a lot of stuff for free all the time for y'all too. So, how do I help people? How do I get help from helping being suicidal? I would reach out. I would reach out. I would call a hotline. I would reach out to people that I know. I would ask for help. You know, I'm not sure if you ask how do you help people being suicidal or if you need help. But if I was in that position, I would ask for help. I wouldn't keep my battle silent. I think that's one of the worst things you can do. You feel like you're alone. I would ask for help. I would let people know what I'm going through. Inner inner circle, inner circle was cool, man. I'm gonna be honest. It was cool. I was happy, but I wasn't happy with it. I have my reasons, but we'll just leave it at that. But I will say, 2021 is going to be incredible when it comes to just all around. I wanna do. I'm talking too much. Let me be quiet. I want to get back to y'all. Key. Listen, you cover so much. It'd be a deeper dive on certain things, like a very deeper dive on certain stuff. So anything that I put out on my podcast, and I do, and that's why I tell you listen to my podcast a lot because there's so much information on it. But it's always a deeper dive than what I do on my podcast, right? Because I actually sit down and using my podcast. I'm gonna be real with you. It's like this: like I turn on my phone and I'm like, all right, press record. Cool. Somebody hit me up about a topic. Let me break it down, some points. Let me just go in and speak from my heart. So my podcast for me is almost like a therapy session for me. Like I love it. And I'm also releasing a new podcast this year that's coming. So be on the lookout for that. I won't give too many details, but that's coming out too. Man, you know what's crazy about the podcast? And again, I don't even care if it's one person listening to it. I think that's special because like if you have something that somebody needs and it helped, like that's special. With the podcast, man, like so I got the numbers back. And for one, I never wanted to do a podcast, but you guys asked me to do it, so I did it last year. And what's cool about it is I had a few guests, but really it was basically me for 52 episodes. I had maybe like 4 episodes where I brought people on, and it's in the 1% of podcasts in the world. It's crazy. 1%. And then I think like it's funny in education, it was, I would like show this to my teachers in school, be like, look who's in the top 5 in education in the internet on podcasts. You were wrong. But it's just crazy to me to see that. And that's all because of you guys' support. And I think it's super cool because I don't really promote my podcast like that, probably like I should. But you guys promote it, you guys show up for it, you guys send it to other people, you guys listen to it, download it. So I think that's pretty cool. When they told me that, I was like, what? Because they were like, how many downloads? Like, is that good? They're like, well, you're like the 1%. I was like, okay, cool. Well, let's keep it going. So thank you for listening to it. I appreciate it. What up, Sherry? Sherry is a person. What up? What up? I didn't recognize you on here. So Sherry, she probably can tell it, but she was there. I remember she helped me drive from Pittsburgh to Ohio when I was doing rehab. I think it was Ohio, right? When I was doing the rehab live events. It would be like a circle. It'd be like a coffee shop. Some of y'all see the video I posted a while ago, back in like 2013. And we would rent out a coffee shop for free, or like some type of bar, or anywhere we can get access to. Like we would just rent it out. And even they had like a little room, and I would just like have conversation like this. And so she's been rocking with me for a minute. So I appreciate you, man. It's good to see people in here that's been rocking with me since like those days. But those were the days, man. I think about those days often. Those were the days that, when I look back, it seems small, but it was so major. And even then, it seemed major, like really major, because I would think like, dang, I'm in like Pittsburgh, and there's like 15 people here that know me. That's crazy. Or I'm in Hawaii, and there's 10 people that showed up. That's so dope. And I just knew if I could just consistently put out the message, then that 10 would turn to 20. So what was cool in my earlier days, like 2012, 2013, or 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016, every year I went to the same city. So like if 2013 I went to New York City, I would go there in 2014. And every year I would see like growth, like every single year. And it was kind of cool to see that, man. So just don't give up. That's my advice to everybody. Like, no matter how small you think it is, like, don't give up. I would literally rent out libraries, and it would be like 10 people. I'm not lying. It'd be 10 people in the library, and it would be so unprofessional. It would just be me talking without a microphone and just talking about life. And that was so cool. And I would bring my bag of merchandise. I would get like 20 shirts because I really couldn't afford too many shirts. And I was hoping I would sell them, because that was a part of my plane ticket and everything else. And I had some books, some self-published books, and that's how we did it. And what I don't see these days is I don't see a lot of that. I see a lot of people wanting to skip the process. I see a lot of people wanting to have other people put you on. And I get that. Like, I'm not saying don't network with people or nothing like that, but like one thing that I can tell myself is that I never ask, and I'm not telling you not to. I don't take this wrong, but I never like beg people or ask people like to do certain things for me. Like I never hit up other people like, hey man, like nah. I never did it. I say, you know what? I'm gonna work hard. I'm gonna get to a place where you ask me, or when I reach out to you, know who I am. And I just kept building it because I knew the people. I always knew like it's not the personality that can necessarily help you. Like we often, and I'm probably talking about stuff y'all don't care about, but maybe somebody on here trying to build something cares about this. But we often try to go to. I tell people all the time, like people hit me up, Trent, like do this for me now. I was like, don't ask me. Like I get your mindset and what you think. Even if I shared your post, it's not going to change much. Like what you need to do is take that energy and give that to the people and build your tribe, build your community, because those are the people that are going to consistently push you, going to consistently share your message. A person like myself, right? I might Unless you're part of my team, I just truly believe in you. Like, I might share it once and that's it. Instead of really going to build your tribe. And so I always knew that. Like, so I built my tribe. I built rehabbers and I poured into them, and they're the ones, and you guys are the ones that spread the message. It wasn't some person that put me on. It wasn't nobody in this space that was like, oh, I co-signed Trent. Nobody can say that. So just focus on the people, man. And I learned that from music in my rap days. You know, we used to try so hard to get on the radio. Like, that was the goal. Get on the radio, get on the radio. I remember we got on the radio, they played our song on the radio, and like nothing changed. I thought like once we got on the radio, we were like celebrating. I'm just waiting for like something to happen. Nothing happened. And then we realized when we hit the streets, you know what I'm saying, and gave our CDs out and built the buzz in the streets, that's what changed things. You know what I'm saying? So like, I get it. I'm not saying don't shoot for the stars and don't have these big goals and aspirations to get on your favorite podcast show or your favorite television show, but I can tell you a lot. Like, I've done interviews on Fox and all these things, and nothing moves the needle more than your tribe and your community. Nothing. I've done radio. I've done countless of TV shows. Nothing moves the needle more than your tribe and your community. So put your energy on building them and not asking somebody else to put you on. Payola for the radio. They were trying to do it. You know, like I promise you. And there's like, I can name a few people like now that are huge. That tell me like, Trent, I reached out to you in like 2015, and you gave me advice that was just like, man, just go build your own. Like, go build it. And they was like, man, thanks for that advice. You know, and now they're major. So like, I'm not telling you to not reach out and ask for it, but just don't depend on that. Like, don't think you need a shout out from Trent Shelton to put you on. It's not going to change anything. It might bring you some awareness, some engagement for a little bit, but my audience, right, might not relate to you. Like, that's the thing. And so it's the same thing I thought about. I was like, well, this person's audience might not even like me. So why would I want them to just shout me out? Maybe it will, maybe it won't. And I'm not saying that I would refute it if they did. But I was like, man, let me just build my own audience. Let me build rehabbers, because those are the people that are going to spread it. And that's why, you know, I'm able to go to South Africa, to Cape Town, Johannesburg, and Australia, and to have rehabbers like speaking different languages, you know, or accents, or go to Fiji. You know, it's because of that mentality, you know, that I had with that. And so like, that's one of the coolest things about rehab time too, is like, it's across, and that's the power of social media too, and digital and technology, where I can go to like, you know, like the trippiest thing for me is when I went to Fiji, and I did an event in there. It was 3,000 people there, and I was just like, who they here for? I literally asked the person, I was like, y'all got somebody else here? It's like, nah, they're here for you. And I was like, what? Like me? Like, yeah. I thought he was blowing smoke up my butt. And so I played Make the World Respect Your Greatness, the song. And I kid you not, they knew it word for word. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. This is crazy. And so I say all that not to impress you, but to show you, like, man, that started from my room. And just think, there was somebody in America or somebody in Fiji that saw one of my videos, that shared it to somebody else. They shared it to other people. That's the power of social media. That's the power of it. And I'm not saying don't, and again, don't take this from like me saying don't network or anything like that. Like, network, you know? And I'm sure if you get around the right people, it can help. I'm not saying it doesn't help, but I just think if you build your tribe, then you don't have to depend on other people. So that's just been always my mentality. So I don't have to depend on corporate America. I don't have to depend on companies to bring me in to speak. I don't have to depend on, you know, whoever. So I got a tribe, and I focus on serving my tribe. How long we been on here? We've been on here a long time, man. It's 11:49. I was supposed to get off 10 minutes ago, 40 minutes ago. Yeah. Does this bring you true peace? Does this bring me true peace? It does. Um, I don't know if all the things that come with it does. All the expectations that come with it, or just the other stuff that comes with it. But yeah, like you can see it. Like I can't get off of here. Like this is what I love to do. And it definitely brings me peace. And I know this is what I was created to do, in a sense. Like even if I don't have this necessarily, I know that I will always be a person that is a coach or just helps. Like I know what I was created to do because I know this because I didn't want to do it. Like that's how I know. I know that seems like very backwards, but I noticed what I was created to do because like it was Colin's place in my life my whole life, and I didn't want to do it. And so it became so effortlessly to me to do this, and just so natural. And it's not supposed to be that way, especially who I am as a person, right? I'm an introverted person, so yeah, it brings me peace, man. Like it brings me peace that you guys would just sit on here and rock with me, and you say a video helped you, and you shared it with somebody. That brings me peace. It brings me peace that I can be myself. I don't have to come on here and have a proper presentation or anything like that. That brings me peace. It does. And it brings me peace that I know I got family and you guys that are, praying for my family, that are there for me. That really warmed my heart, like for real. I'm about to get off here, so I'm about to get emotional. But that really warmed my heart, like how you guys showed up for me, man. Like in my family, like I had people send stuff here. Like it was amazing, like to see it. I'm like, dang, so that was real and definitely appreciate it. And it just makes me want to go harder for you guys even more. Like, cause I'm like, man, these people really rock with me, you know? And, even times when I doubt myself, I think like, dang, like I ain't got nothing more to say or it ain't really connecting with them no more or whatever. Like you guys still rock with me and you guys give me so much support. And what you guys did for me these last few months, man, I can't explain to you how important that was and needed. And yeah, meant the world. So I'm gonna get off now because I'm about to get all emotional and stuff like that. I'd rather put that in a spoken word or something. But no, I am tired. I gotta get up in the morning. I gotta start my Mondays off right. And I just want to say I love y'all, man. Like for real. When you see me said in the text community, like I love y'all, like I mean that. Like I ain't trying to be weird or anything like that. Like I hope I don't like text y'all, be like, hey, I love you, and like y'all be like who telling you love? Like I love y'all, man, for real. And so I'm just always trying to find better ways to serve you guys as best as I can. So this year will be a year that I think some of you guys will enjoy a lot from me. Stuff like this, that we haven't really done in a while. So yeah, you guys have an awesome Sunday. It's too late to text y'all with the challenge stuff, so I'll text y'all early in the morning, the first day of the Protect Your Peace challenge. We will do another one. We're gonna do Linda Kaltenbach. We're gonna do another one in February 1st, I think, or beginning of February. We'll do a bigger commitment challenge than this one because I want to make sure you guys stay committed because February is the month that most people fall off. So we'll do one in February also, but tomorrow we start. You can still text. You have time. Text RBCC to 817-242-2719. All right. I'll talk to y'all soon, man. Maybe tomorrow. We're going to rock out a lot this year.